Welcome back, everyone. Quick Hands, episode 53. Rugby league from all the wrong angles. Let's bring in the journos. No, I'm only joking.
We started already, Nicola. Hey.
That's the 360. No, we are back. Number 53. Artie, George.
53, lucky number.
Welcome back, gents.
53. How good is it? I'm pumped, Nicola.
I'm pumped too. I'm
2 weeks
pumped
away.
tonight,
Mate,
yeah.
Very pumped. It's
It's
going to be
almost
great,
that
man.
time of the year. Hey, you boys have a good week?
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Shame about the Matildas. That was after our last pod, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the Tillies.
Did the country proud.
Yes.
Yes.
I think the right team got it in the end. The Spaniards, they were pretty good.
They were pretty good, yeah.
Were they better than most of them? What
Yeah,
you saw? 'Cause
they were,
I just saw.
I thought they probably should have won by more than one goal in the
Really?
final. Yeah.
And the English, like, was it a true indication of the score? The score was the indication
Yeah,
of the game
the
side?
English were good. I'm thinking about the Australia-England game.
Yeah, look,
Just like Sam Kerr scored that amazing goal.
cracker goal.
What a goal.
it
And
was.
to concede the way we did shortly after, you saw her reaction. And then she missed an absolute sitter to make it 2-2. He just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
It's a cruel sport.
I did a bit of analysis to see, what went wrong with Australia versus England. How did Australia lose to England? And I went through all the stats, everything, and then I found out the ingredient, mate.
What's that?
What was
They
it?
trained a cogra before the game.
Who makes these
so that
decisions?
ground is a curse.
Because
Teams that train on cogra
Can
can't
I
have
ask you a
good-
question?
they
No
go-
offence to Cogra, right? But we're playing a World Cup semi-final at Homebush. How do they end up training there?
I don't know. But,
Like,
a lot of,
what
a lot of
about-
soccer clubs use it. I know.
I mean, like, wouldn't you train at Allianz or Combank or the small stadium at Homebush or like how do you end up all the way down there? Maybe their camp was down there or something.
I don't know. Maybe it's the cheapest ground.
well, isn't that close to Manueli's food
Manu-
truck?
Well,
He's
you know
probably
what?
drawn them in, mate. I don't know.
I tell you what, I
They
did.
go there for his euros.
I did some inadvertent analysis of my own. So, as you guys may know, and most of the people watching this or listening or Tigers fans, before the new complex at Concord Oval opened up, the Tigers were training in that park around Canada Bay.
Yes.
Which was fenced off. It's not fenced off anymore because obviously they're not there anymore. I walked through there today. It's like walking across Bondi Beach. There's more dirt than grass.
Yeah.
They were training on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Professional team.
Like, but the thing I don't understand is like Concord Council, man. Like, can't you re-turf it or something for them?
Wow.
It's horrible.
Look, this team, this club never ceases to amaze me, Nicola. You know what? I love it because we get so much content out of it
Well, you know
weekly.
what? Why don't
weekly.
we kick off with the Tigers because we've got a big show tonight.
Let's
There's a
go.
lot to cover. So
Let's do it.
I had to make some notes because there's just too much to cover. Now, let's start with one of our favourites, Tigers chairman Lee Hedgepantalis.
Oh God, God!
Now I had some notes, but forget the notes.
Read it.
No, I don't have to. 10 minutes before we came in here, we found out something else. So there's breaking news that there's 3 or 4 Tigers fans who have their own podcast.
yeah.
I forget what it's called, but it's a West Tigers fans.
Strictly
Pod.
boys Tigers.
And as you can imagine, they're Tigers fans, so they're unhappy,
Upset,
right?
as you would be.
You know, a lot of clubs are in that situation, but they're unhappy. They've taken some swings at, and can you believe that Lee Hedgepantalis has actually come out publicly and threatened to sue them? Because he's a lawyer. We all know that, right? Bryden's lawyers. No conflict there.
Oh, no.
He's threatened a lawsuit against his own club's fans.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, Lee. If you're listening, sue us. We could use the publicity, right? He's threatened to sue them for defamation, right? The thing is, he's defaming himself every time he speaks publicly.
Oh, he absolutely is. Hey Nick, I think he's got a few more issues than 3 guys behind a microphone talking crap.
That's the thing. Like your club is literally in the worst position it's ever been in its history, and he's thinking about suing fans. Is that where your energy should be directed?
Do you know what they said, though? Does anyone know what they...
I don't. But you know what?
I'm curious to know.
3 angry youngsters. They probably said some horrible stuff, and you know what?
Sure.
Pull your heads in. But threatening to sue them.
Yeah, I know that.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
This guy's got bigger fish to fry
Oh God.
with his club than worrying about suing his own fans.
This guy's a classic.
Well, like you said, you've got publicity now because I'm interested to hear what they say.
Me too.
I'm
I'll
curious.
jump on.
Hey, sue us.
So you've
I'll
just,
jump on.
you've just given these guys...
So let's go through some of the notes that I do have. He was interviewed last week. It was actually on the night that we were in here, so I didn't see it until the following day on NRL 360. Did you guys see that?
No.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, and everyone does by now, Tim Sheens has been let go.
Yeah.
They had a 5-year plan. 9 months into it, it's changed. And Lee's comments were, Benji's ready. This was always the plan, And I really feel for Benji because he's in a tough spot. He's in a really tough spot for a rookie coach with 1 season under his belt as an assistant. But in thanking Tim Sheens for his contributions, Lee Hadjipentelis, again, he stated, and it was on 360, so you can look it up. He goes, and it's fine. We'd like to thank him for his contributions and everything he's done. He's helped us get to the point where we're at now, and there's no way we would be where we are today without that contribution. Well, where are you?
Where?
You're in the worst position you've ever been in, ever. You're sitting 17th. Last year you finished 16th. You're actually doing worse than you did last year.
Oh, I love this bloke. One thing.
He's such a lawyer.
One thing I like, Adi, I can guarantee you, as long as Hadjipentelis is at the helm of that club, we won't see any cutlery. St George and the Dogs won't see cutlery, mate. He'll secure the cutlery.
They could still get.
You reckon?
St George could still get the spoon, buddy.
Nah, there'll be no cutlery for you,
They're
mate.
2 points ahead.
St George are playing 2 points.
Yeah.
St George are playing Warriors and Knights.
Yeah, but
They're
who are
both
the
hot
Tigers
teams. Tigers are playing. Who is it? The Roosters. All right, that'll be a tough one. But then they've got Manly. You never know. Manly they're not playing for nothing, so they might just clock off. So they've got a better chance of getting 2 than Saints.
So at the
I'm just saying.
it just keeps going. So at the Tigers' home game, which was at Parramatta over the weekend, another great move there. Where do I start? The fans had a banner. I don't know if you guys saw it. Stop the Pascoe fiasco.
Yeah, and they got us to take it down.
Yeah. Now the CEO Justin Pascoe, he's been MIA for months, and they actually said on 360, we've reached out to him. He hasn't even responded to us. Now I don't know if that's under the chairman's direction or whatever, but if you're the CEO, you need to, especially when your club's performing how they are, you need to be in front of the cameras. And credit to Lee Hadjipentelis because he does front up the media.
He does.
But every time he does, he shoots himself in the foot. So he said, the CEO, Justin Pascoe, has the full backing of the board. That's what he said. And I'm laughing because I'm like, I could be wrong. Don't sue me for this because I'm stating, full disclosure, I could be wrong. But the Tigers is a privately owned company, right? And Lee is the chairman of the board.
Yes.
He is the board.
He is the board.
He doesn't have to answer to anyone. He is the board.
Really.
He's also the club's major sponsor. Bryden's lawyers.
Yep. What he says goes.
No conflict there.
No conflict.
And he actually said, he goes, I, as in he, Lee, plan on being here in this role until we reach premiership success.
Oh, geez, you're going to die before
Tigers
that happens.
fans, do the math.
You're going to die before that happens, man. For as long as he's there.
You're going to be joining Parra in the longest drought.
Gee.
And to top it all off, and you know what? And I'm breezing through this, right? Because I don't want to be Tiger bashing. But to top it all off, this is my personal favourite, so I'll save it for last.
Too late.
Luke Brooks, unfortunately for him, he's laughing already. Unfortunately for Luke Brooks, and I mean this genuinely.
Oh no!
He's played his last game for the club because he's got an injury, right?
Hallelujah!
11 years or 10 years? 11 years. And it's a shame that, and obviously they didn't plan it that way, but it's a shame that his send off again had to be at a home game at Parramatta.
Wow,
right?
Shit happens.
But when someone leaves, usually like in the corporate world, what's the old adage? They give you a Rolex or something.
Rolex,
right?
that's all I want.
So they wanted to give Luke Brooks a gift.
Ring.
They wanted to give him a gift from the club to say thank you for your 11 years of service.
Fantastic.
He's on $1.2 million.
Forget the money.
They gave him a barbecue. And the best part was a Weber, right? And there's photos, and we'll post a photo on the show notes.
God.
Him and Benji posing in front of the barbecue. They gave him a Weber, man. Like 11 years, he's on 1.2 mil. They gave him a Weber.
You know what? That's never happened. I'm telling you now, it's never happened.
But why do it in front of the
any
cameras?
sport.
Like you're just asking for it. Aren't you?
It was
How can we not criticise that?
It was the most weirdest thing I saw.
was.
Benji in front of a Weber with Brooksy shaking his hand, and Brooksy opens the lid, thinking, "What is it? A Rolex in here or something?" You know what I mean? Nothing.
Apparently, there was some meat in the back. He's got to cook it for him as well.
He's going to do the barbecue. He's going to do the barbecue for the team as well. God.
And
pretty bad.
you know, the thing about, and going back to the whole Lee Hadjibentalis thing again, right? It's unfortunate the way it's worked out with Tim Sheens. It didn't work out the way they'd hoped, right?
Yeah.
And it means that Benji's being thrust in. He really needs a strong assistant, I think. But what you have to remember is how that whole plan came about. Initially was because they couldn't get a coach.
Yeah.
No one wanted to go there.
Well, they had a Maguire. Who
after that.
is a great coach. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they tried for a few and no one wanted to go there. So they were kind of forced into that. And I just think Benji, man, he's in a hot seat. Like,
he's cruising for bruising.
And he's not. There's not a strong infrastructure behind him. His chairman's in the middle of suing his own fans. What the hell's going on there?
You know, joking aside now, I'm perplexed how Hadjibentalis can't see what's happening. How he's so short-sighted.
Because he's just a typical lawyer. He's a lawyer. Every time he speaks, it's in lawyer lingo, right? He sounds like he's defending someone and making a public statement.
You know what? He must have a God complex, thinking that he's doing the right thing for the club, because it's as plain as my nose on my face that he's doing harm to the club, and I'm sure that he cares. Joking aside,
no doubt,
I'm sure he
no
cares.
doubt.
But
hey, he's putting his money behind it.
Yep.
It's his company that's sponsoring
absolutely.
the club.
So if you can't see he's the problem, I mean, the only guy who has an inkling of what success looks like, you get rid of him, and not only that, you do it.
Both of them, Maguire as well,
and Maguire. Yeah. But let's look at Sheens. Okay, you go around the long way. You bring someone without telling him that you sort of have this inkling that he's not going to get along with. Okay, Fulton.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're arguing. Benji's arguing now. Thank God he won the Schuster battle, because it was this close. Apparently, it was a millimetre away of bringing Schuster in for nearly $1 million or $800 in. Thank God that.
Did you see when Benji was asked about his relationship with Scott Fulton at the press conference?
He said no comment.
Yeah, no comment. Yeah, that says it all.
That says it all. So, you know what? And the barbecue just tops it all. As you said, Nico, do it at training.
Now I have a question.
On Tuesday night.
Is the barbecue counted as part of the salary cap?
No. Apparently, no.
Well, why not? It's a gift.
Yeah, apparently, it's not, because it's a departing gift.
Yeah.
Should have got a Rolex. Should have got a Rolex.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
Man.
Look, you know what? And what I said about to Adi in jest about, as long as Hadjibentalis is there, there'll be no cutlery for my team or Adi's team. I mean that. As long as he's there, they'll be down the bottom.
Could I put a spin on this for you, mate?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm just going to go back to last week's show, right? We were saying how the dogs are in a mess, right? And Gould's causing a huge chaos, right?
Big chaos.
He is, right? And we were saying that you'd want Gould gone. If you're CEO now, right, you're going through a 5 or 7 year plan, right?
7 year plan.
So if your CEO came out now and said they're going to get rid of Gould, which is what West is doing now. They just lost faith in Sheens. They go, this guy's running us down. How would you feel if your club did the same thing?
I'd be lost.
But isn't that what you wanted last week? Isn't that saying, like, let's get rid of this guy? Like, it's just going nowhere. Like, weren't you sort of disappointed the way it's heading?
Yes. Because and the reason it's a little bit different with
it's a little
Phil.
bit
It's very different.
Yeah, it's very different.
With the Tigers, it's very different.
It's very different.
And different with the Tigers and different with Gould. But I just can't handle the deception and the lies. Okay,
right, yeah.
And what I can't really handle is that he doesn't let the coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Control.
That's what annoys me.
And here's an interesting one as well, which I was thinking about. So I was thinking about, like, I was looking at the last 10 years of the Tigers, 10, 12 years, right? It started with the sacking of Tim Sheens. Everyone forgets that, right? That's where it started.
Oh, God.
Then I don't know if I got the order right, but they sacked Jason Taylor. They sacked Mick Potter, who was doing a good job.
Yeah.
I think he was the last one to get him to the finals or close to it or something like that. I can't remember.
They were in the final. When they sacked him, they dropped out, I think. Something like that.
They've not made it since.
They haven't made it since.
You know what?
Plus,
There's a coach in waiting there Potsy, there's a coach in waiting for some club,
Potsy's
right?
a good man. He's a good man, Potsy.
They should be grabbing him as an assistant for Benji, I reckon.
Yes.
But you can't criticise the Tigers' lack of trying. They've brought in Cleary,
yeah,
Maguire.
yeah.
They did bring in some good coaches. I think the cattle they brought in, I think Papali'i, they brought in the best hooker in Australia at the moment.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Best
they got the
halfback
cattle.
now.
Like, as a St. George, if my team, if I could see my guy bringing in guys like that, cattle, and bringing in premiership winning coaches, which we haven't done for the last 10 years, Flano's the first one since Bennett, I'd be saying, at least he's trying something, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I think he's got a short story. It doesn't last long.
They brought in Maguire, they sacked him. They brought in Maguire, then they brought in Tim Sheens, who they had previously sacked. They got Sheens to sack Maguire, then they sacked Sheens.
Yeah. He's just in a hurry for success. I don't know what it is, man. But,
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but he's trying to get success as quick as he can. That's what it looks like to me.
I mean,
he's a guy hungry.
He's
trying.
Everybody walks in and out, and the only consistent person who's there, it's those two guys.
Yeah.
So that says it all.
I mean, if I was involved in that club, I'd say to him, okay, let's sit down in the off season, right? Strip everything back. Right, look at that coaching staff. There's 14 people in the box every week. Get rid of Robbie Farah. Get rid of him. I don't care what you want him to do. He's got no place there in the coaching staff.
He wants to be He wants to be.
Then that's where he should go.
Yeah.
Mind you, he runs other businesses as well, so you can't say his full attention's on that, right? Find, whether it's Potsy or someone, find the right assistant coach who's going to groom and support Benji and not have an agenda to take his job once he gets sacked, as a lot of assistants do. They'll take the role thinking, great, in 2 years, it'll be mine. And listen to your fans, because they're paying you. They're your bread and butter, right? Your fans don't get angry at you for no reason. We get angry because we get frustrated. And all three of us here, we follow frustrating clubs, right? And that's where it comes from, And sometimes we might say the wrong things because, we're fans. That's what fans do. They scream obscenities. That's what fans do. But you got to recognise the hurt, and you got to understand, where are the processes? What are the systems? What are we doing here that's not working? Historically, the blueprint is there because you can see what's not working. You've been doing it for longer than any other club, not being in the finals for 11 years or whatever. Fix it. Just fix it. Stop being a lawyer. Stop being a lawyer and just fix it.
And you know what's sad about this as well? When you look at it, right, our three clubs, right, when they're poor, when they're going poor, the crowds are down. West Tigers haven't won a final in 10 years, but you'll go to Leichhardt. They've got a full stadium, so the fans are behind them. So, Lee, the last thing you want to do is upset your fans, because these guys are supporting you so hard, even through these hard times. Don't upset your fans, man.
Now he's threatening to sue them.
Threatening to sue them, that's going to turn a few people off,
Yeah.
So...
like I said, if you want to sue someone, sue us. We need the publicity.
You got to look after your fans. You got to really look after them, and suing them is not the way. That's for sure.
Anyway, that's enough Tiger bashing for one night. But the fans
they've copped a lot this year.
I really hope they do get some success soon. I hope next year they have a better year. Because I know a lot of Tiger supporters, and
in glimpses in games, they've played well. Okay, maybe over the 80 minutes they haven't, but in periods, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, they've played well.
You can't sugarcoat what I said last week. You can't sugarcoat it.
Which is?
Last year they finished last. Yeah. This year they're going one
Still
worse.
2 more rounds. You never know.
If they finish last, they've actually gone worse than last year. They're finishing 17th instead of 16th.
Yeah.
They've actually gone worse.
Well, their coach has got a 100% record now. Benji said one game he won one. So.
Apparently he's been coaching for most of the season. So that's one guy whose heart's in the right place. And,
I really hope for Benji.
I hope they don't throw him out. I just hope he gets a fair shot. But he needs the support. Yeah. He needs this feet on the ground support, like staff around him.
The ironic part is the Tigers are minus 224 and the Bulldogs are minus 309. So they're clearly not the worst team in the comp. We are. There's no doubt about it.
Bulldogs have won more games,
George. Yeah.
Wow. How we won it, because at the start of the season, they will believe that we're going to make the eight.
Doesn't matter.
What happened? We got a few early.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some more bashing now. And full disclosure, I'm picking a fight with you two here.
Oh, no.
I'm talking about South.
We're gone, Adi.
Now, we sat here.
We've got nothing.
We're not there yet. There's still 2 weeks to go.
There's still 2 weeks to go.
But we sat here at the start of the season and we're arguing about the coach. I was saying I don't see it. You guys were saying you do see it.
Gee.
What we're seeing now is probably worse than any of us expected.
Yeah.
They've got one of the best rosters in the competition.
One of.
And they've had their fair share of injuries, just like every club has, right? But question marks or questions are being raised about his ability to manage the roster. There's talk about dissension in the ranks, arguments with Cody, whatever. Latrell and Cody being held to a different standard. You guys got anything on this?
I just heard now on NRL 360 that John Morris and Sam Burgess are about to be axed. So he's going to sack his assistant coach, which is 2 weeks from the finals. They've still got one more.
What, imminently, not at the end of the season?
They reckon they're going to get axed, which is very unusual. There's been a lot of whispers. Maybe these two guys are ones that are maybe sending out rumours or whispers to other clubs. That's why they're reacting so quickly.
Wow.
But there is some trouble in the ranks there. So, and I think Dimitri's trying to clear it out. But yeah, he hasn't had the best season.
Look, I think a lot of what he took over a team that was put together by Bennett and made the grand final. And that's probably not saying much when you look at what Parra did. But they made the grand final the year before, and it's something's not working there.
Okay,
the halfback's not working. Ilias is not working.
Okay, so you got to understand this particular team. Latrell and Cody, like it or not, they're the heartbeat and the driving force of this actual team. It's unusual. It's very unusual for usually the load is spread out, Nicola. But in this team, call it what it is.
Could you say the same about Burgess and Inglis a few years back?
Yes, you could actually. Yes, especially Sam. But Sam was a special individual.
Well, they won a premiership as well.
Won a premiership as well. Now, why Cody and why Latrell isn't happy, I don't know. But clearly, Dimitri not has lost the dressing room. I don't believe that. But what's actually happened is he can't manage his two superstars. Now, when it happened, how it happened, I suggest to you, it's happened 6 weeks ago.
Who are the and sorry to do this, Artie, but I'm trying to make a point. Who are the two teams coming last and second last?
Well, our two, aren't they?
No, the Tigers.
Tigers and
Dragons.
Yes, Dragons. Yeah.
Souths have won 3 out of their last 9 games. 2 of those 3 were against the Tigers and Dragons.
Yeah. Well, last year he didn't have this issue. It's only surfaced now the last 6 weeks, so you can't say.
So yeah, with Latrell and
he had
Cody,
played really well last year.
Yes, with Latrell and Cody, it's you're 1 minute away from them turning on you. It's just simple as that. Now, Supercoach could handle them, okay, because that's what he does, okay, and that's why he's a Supercoach, because he can handle people. Dimitri obviously thinks or thought that everything was okay, because this, like I said, this is not now. This has been brewing for at least 6 weeks, okay. Now, those two have an effect on all the team. We talk about Ilias. It's directly linked to Cody. How about the best start of the year, the best center in the game?
Yeah, what's happened to him?
Again, directly linked to these two. It's funny. So the only guy playing well is
Murray.
Cookie.
He's played well,
because he's a senior player. He's a man's man.
Yeah, but that's for me. That doesn't fly. That's not enough of an excuse.
We go back to think Dimitri can't manage.
They need to be better.
Whatever's happened, he can't manage his two superstars. Now, the other question that they say is that they're held to a different
yes,
standard.
I heard that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's new?
Yeah,
tell me what's
that's
new.
Pretty much the same at every club, isn't it?
Yeah. I love, and we don't like Tallis, but Tallis went to Supercoach Wayne Bennett and said, why are you letting him do that and you don't let me do that? He goes, yeah, because he wins me games, you don't. Yeah. Get back and get out there and do sprints.
That's normal in
everybody.
In any team. Yeah. That's not an excuse.
So I don't believe that's the issue. Something has gone on in the background, okay, which Cody and Latrell doesn't like, and they've switched off.
Well, you've had Latrell come back, and here's the thing about Latrell: he puts a target on his own back.
He's not engaged
with his antics, acting like an idiot. Right? He was the game's highest paid moron. He came back against the Tigers. He was fist bumping and playing to the crowd and doing all this. Where's all that gone now? That was against the team coming last. Did you see the highlights on last night's show?
I watched the game.
I didn't realise how bad it was until I saw that.
No. I watched the game. And yeah, Newcastle was good, and I'll talk about Ponga in a minute. But Newcastle was good, but Latrell, there was no effort. There was no engagement. Cody, oh my God, I've never seen him be less engaged in the how many years we've been watching him? 6, 7 years.
So what's the coach doing?
I've never. Well, that's what I mean. He's. I'm not going to say he's lost the dressing room. I don't believe that, but there's something going on there. So if he doesn't do something, the next. So Latrell, okay, what's the bet? Because he got suspended for a game, yeah.
Well, let's talk about that elbow.
Now,
I don't think there was that much in it.
No, it wasn't. Okay, so he could go to the judiciary, fight it, and the chances are he'll get off with a fine.
Probably.
Okay, but you know what? He doesn't want to play.
It was a dumb thing to do, though. Like, there wasn't much in it, but it was a dumb thing to do. It was unnecessary.
Absolutely.
It's just Latrell being Latrell.
Latrell being Latrell. You know what? He wants this year to end.
Did you see his beer drinking bullshit during the week?
But again, that everybody's gone off about that. I don't really care. He went out and like they all
Got
do.
on stage and started shotgunning beers, and that's fine, right? But the thing is,
you do it at home. What's the difference?
but you know, the problem is, it's like the barley thing, right? Which ended up being not what we thought it was.
The best thing that could have happened.
But if your team's going well, no one looks at it.
Yeah.
But it was only a story because they weren't.
They weren't going well.
You know, and so you got to be smarter than our team's under the pump. We might miss out on the 8, which was unthinkable 2 months ago. When they were, 3 months ago, they were coming first.
I thought they were going to win the comp.
And so did I.
Exactly.
And let's get on stage and shotgun beers in front of 10,000 people when, you know, when I just got suspended for elbowing someone in the back of the head, and he's just an idiot.
Can I?
He's one of the highest paid idiots in the game. He's such a talented player.
It's a shame. You know what? I don't know what's going to happen this year. I just spoke to Adi off air, and we said that they weren't going to make the 8. They're probably not going to make the 8 because they won't beat the Roosters the last game of the
Well, they won't
round.
have for Latrell.
Okay, Latrell won't play.
He's suspended.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
maybe better. Taff might play better.
Did you see what Jason Demetrio did today?
You told me before. I couldn't believe that.
So there was an Instagram post. For those of you can look this up on Fox Sports. There was an Instagram post by someone. I assume it was a fan or someone that said, and I quote, "We had Liam Knight and Jacob Host playing for us tonight. It's a wonder we didn't lose by 50, having those clowns pretending to be first graders."
Wow.
The South coach, Jason Demetrio, liked the post on Instagram. And, of course, everyone sees that.
Wow.
So he got the blowtorch put to his nutsack. And his public statement on it was that he then unliked the post. Damage is already done. And this is my personal favourite. I liked it by accident. I didn't mean to. Okay. What's a first-grade coach doing on social media to begin with? But he liked the post and claimed it was an accident. Now, I don't know what he was trying to do, if he was trying to send a subliminal message to his team or something, but that just reeks. That just reeks.
Yeah.
That's a bad look.
I've got nothing on that one. I've got Arnie, please.
Oh, I can understand. I've done that mistake myself. By mistake, I've laughed and sometimes, but yeah.
But on that particular post,
yeah, I know. It's just
You know what?
of all pages, you don't mistakenly press that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
So here's the rundown.
wonder how his players feel about it.
Well, exactly, yeah. Here's the rundown. I've got a soft spot. I can't believe I'm saying this because if the G-Man hears me, he's gonna hang me. I've got a soft spot for this particular Souths team and this particular coach. But if he doesn't sort it out in the next fortnight and they miss the 8, okay, it's going to be a long off season, okay. And they've got Jack coming next year. Jack coming into an unhappy camp.
Could provide more problems.
Yes.
Cause more problems.
Guess what I read the other day? The rumor. I'm hearing that Jack White wants to back out.
Yeah,
Stay at
he's
Canberra.
denied it.
Yeah, no,
He denied that.
He denied it.
But who knows?
Yeah, I heard on
With his
SEN.
smoke this
Yeah.
fire.
I heard on SEN today that he denied it as well from a good source apparently.
Yeah.
But who knows? Because can you imagine Ricky working behind the scenes every day? No, really. Can you have?
I
imagine
reckon Ricky wants to get rid of Whiten.
Reckon?
Salary cap space. Whiten's over 30 now too, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He hasn't
That's
exactly set the world on fire for
He
Canberra.
hasn't played well for the last month. But you know what? the thing is with Latrell and with Cody, you don't know what upset them. You don't know.
It doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much.
As we've seen in the
doesn't
past.
take much. Because when they're both fine, or no, let's get real. When Latrell decides that today I'm going to play well, the whole team, not only the whole team plays well, he's a world beater. But when he decides that today I'm not engaged, it looks so bad. Other players can have normalish or below normal games and still they look like they're engaged. But Latrell is like good or bad. There's nothing in the middle. There's nothing in the middle.
Based off, and I know he's been suspended, but based on what he did on the weekend, he should be dropped.
Yeah.
You saw the video, you saw the footage from last night.
I did.
All those plays on 360 where he was just walking in the background. He wasn't even trying to get to the ball. Nothing to stop tries.
A lot of these guys have just recently re-signed as well. Cameron Murray re-signed and all these other guys. So, not Cameron Murray, the other guy, the winger, the centre. Campbell Graham. He just re-signed, and Latrell, all those guys. So, I don't know. They believe in the system. But something's happened, eh? It's just something happened. And it's for Burgess and John Morris to get axed 2 weeks before a final series when they've got still a chance of making it. That is a big call.
If they don't make the semis, I'm going to give you guys a massive told you so.
That's a big call. Like he's throwing them under the bus. Like he's basically saying they're the problem.
What is it? We know Sam's going overseas. You think he's
he's gone anyway. He's gone to England. But John Morris there was no talk about it. West Tigers was
good bloke.
Yeah, but they were sniffing around. I think West Tigers wanted John Morris. They all Benji.
I think they're talking to him, aren't they? John Morris.
They are talking to him, but now he's going to be axed. So
he can go. He can go. What's that going to do with Latrell and?
I'll be interested to see if there's a big improve. If they improve next week dramatically, they might say, well, maybe there was some issues there with the coaching ranks, and Dimitri has sorted it out and fixed the problem.
I don't dislike Dimitri. I don't dislike him, Dimitri. My thing on him all season was just that I don't think he's as good as everyone says he is. And because
that's coming to roost now. He
came in and took over a successful Wayne Bennett team. Semi-successful. I mean, they were successful. They didn't win a comp, but they made a grand final.
Always a prelim.
And now's where it gets hard. So
a lot of coaches have taken over a successful Wayne Bennett team and failed.
And
absolutely. Like gone right down.
But
they sort of maintained the.
But has he though?
Well, he got him to
They're not going to make the 8.
Grand final. He got him to the game before the grand final,
which they've done 5 years in a row.
Yeah, exactly. So he sort of maintained
4 of those years with Bennett. So it's not a great leap though, is it?
Yeah.
You take a team that's made 3 or 4 prelims and you get them there. It's not exactly a. You know what I mean?
Well, if they win against Roosters and they win the next 2, guess what? They're back in the same spot again.
Don't get me wrong. I'd be happy if we made 2 prelims in a row.
Right. Yeah. Tell me about it. So there's still time. I'm hoping.
I would love to go off about something, but I know nothing to go off about.
Yeah.
I would love to give you an answer, Nicola. I don't know anything about it.
I actually think they'll be a better team without Latrell in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Which is a ridiculous statement to make.
No, from that performance that Latrell gave us, Taft's going to be better. We know that.
Just enthusiasm.
Yeah. Let's hope Cody, and they are playing the Roosters, yeah? They're arch rivals. Let's hope Cody, I don't know what their issue is, but puts it in the back burner and plays well. Now, if they lose, but at least go down swinging.
You know, it's funny, when we were talking about the top 8 at the start of the season, and George always says the infamous, and he's right, when we talk about who might make the top 8, and you always say, well, who's gonna miss out? Who would have thought at this point that we could be talking about South, Roosters, Parramatta, Canberra,
Roosters
all of these teams could likely miss out.
I had South and Roosters.
It's crazy.
The cows and the bunnies.
I had the Roosters winning the premiership at the start of the year.
A lot of people.
Hey, they still could. They still could.
No one's going to touch.
Both those teams have got a chance of making.
No, apart from Brisbane, maybe the Warriors. No one's going to touch Penrith.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Well, one of those teams will make the final because they're playing each other. So whoever wins makes it.
Yeah.
So it's still not out.
So moving on to other news now. It's enough South bashing. But hey, we've got to talk about it. Josh Schuster's been dropped. He just re-signed, a month ago?
Yeah.
$800,000 a year? Can't make first grade.
This is going to be...
That's crazy.
Tell us about it.
The professor or whoever signed him, was that Fulton? I don't know. This is going to be a black mark in their history because $800,000 player who's never going to reach his potential because there's players who do reach the potential, and there's other players you can tell that they're hardworking. They're going to reach the potential. Now he's going to be a back row, Nicola. I don't know which back row in the comp's worth 800,000. Liam Martin, is it?
Liam Martin, he would be. I'd pay 800.
Yeah, but he's not.
Great,
But he's not.
There's quite a few on that money, though, isn't there?
Well, yeah, but back rows, you don't pay 800,000 for back rows.
Cameron Murray will be on a fair bit. Radley,
probably.
all those guys.
He deserves every dollar he gets.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, this is going.
Carrigan?
This is going to be Carrigan. Yeah. He should. He's not, but he should be.
He should be.
This is going to be. It's a mistake, and you know what? Unfortunately, every week goes on, and every year's going to go on, and what I said about the professor is going to come slower than Brisbane, but every year it's going to be more evident that unfortunately
they're but they're still playing good footy. Last
gonna
week
miss
they
the
were
out.
unlucky.
They went well
They were
last
unlucky
week,
to
yeah.
lose to Warriors because of that Garrick incident.
They
They could have won that.
They
game.
went well
I
last week.
suggest.
I think they've been putting in a good fight. Even against Penrith,
Yeah.
actually.
Well, I suggest
Yeah.
to you minus 54. I suggest they're not going well. They come in 12th. They're not going to make the 8 this year, and next year it's going to be another failure. That's what I suggest to you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Minus 58.
Can't
That's
argue
what-
with
but
stats,
It's
right?
better than what he did at Broncos, though, because at the Broncos he
got
had him at
sacked.
the bottom.
Yeah,
You
he
can't
did.
argue.
He did.
Whereas this one is just fringe eight. So.
Well, when all Isaac Moses cattle comes in
Oh, yeah.
next year, is because another 4 coming through.
And he's got one of the best players in the competition as well,
That
Jacob
is-
Arthur.
Oh, Jacob.
But they're just not clicking.
Yeah.
So
Look, Turbo was injured, so let's see what happens when Turbo's in, because he changes the whole complexity of the
Yeah.
team. But Schuster is a mistake.
yeah.
And you know what? Benji smelled it from a mile away.
But so many, like, it wasn't a secret, was it? Like, it was. We were all talking about it.
At the start of the year, last year, he didn't go on the World Cup, and you and me were saying,
Yeah.
well, you were saying, because you weren't aware of it, you said, oh, he looks great, fantastic, he's improved, he
Yeah,
looks
he
slim.
did. Yeah,
He did.
he did.
The first 4 rounds,
Yeah.
he looked sensational. Now, what happened? Yeah. And when you had Cherry Evans come out, okay, and cryptically, like he does,
Yeah.
talk about him, okay.
That's never a good sign.
Well, there's trouble in paradise, yeah? He got dropped as well, yeah,
But
during the
also,
year.
but also, what was interesting was, I can't remember who it was, but on 360, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, one of the journos was saying when they re-signed him for 800K, it was unopposed. No one else was
Carry on.
fighting for his signature.
I
That
thought
was a
Tigers-
really good point.
I thought Tigers were.
No, Benji didn't want him.
He just dropped out completely.
He asked for 1.2 million.
Fulton was pushing for it, and Benji kept on saying no.
wow.
Yeah, he wanted.
Schuster asked for 1.2 million.
Yeah, 1.2.
Yeah, that was
and Benji kept on saying no, I don't want him. No, I
Yeah.
don't want him. And Benji won at the end, but it was a massive
So
struggle.
they paid 800K for someone who was unopposed.
Well, you know what? I got no problem with potential, but I haven't seen the potential in him.
Yeah.
Because he plays 3 minutes or 5 minutes good in the game, or we see a no-look pass. Guess what? Go to Reggie's. Go and bring someone Reggie's. He'll give you a no-look
Yeah.
pass too. Now, because he's 110 kilos and he's a 5'8", he sits on the
Do you
edge.
think he's a back row, George?
Yeah.
I think he's a Reggie player at the moment.
No, but in terms of position.
Well, he's not. He hasn't got the body shape nor the
He's not a 5'8",
fitness
is he?
as the 5'8".
No.
Now, because he's got some ball skills means nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Graham Hughes back in the 80s, who had ball skills. Okay, who played on the edge, or back then what the edge was.
Yeah.
Okay, with
Yeah.
ball skills, maybe he's more suited to that, but he's definitely not a 5'8".
He's got the ability to be a great back rower.
Yes,
He's got
An
the
attacking
ability,
edge
and
back
he's
rower.
got the hands, everything. I
Yes.
think he'll be fantastic,
all
but he's
attitude.
just not showing it, and it's just attitude.
all
It's just
attitude.
pathetic. It's really bad.
He's got his money
He's-
now.
he
bud.
got his
He's
money.
got his money
I
now.
know.
What
It's
about
guaranteed.
in that same game, the dangerous tackle on Ruben Garrick from Chance Nickel Clockstad? Everyone can agree it was accidental. There was no malice in it.
Yeah, there
you saw his
wasn't
hands go up
malice.
straight away,
No. Not
apologetically,
Charles.
but it did happen.
It happened.
Garrick landed very awkwardly, and I think he fractured a bone in his back or neck
Yeah,
or
he's
something.
Out, he's out this week with a back injury. Yeah.
And there was no sin bin, and Graham Annesley said there's no foul.
Go on.
There was no penalty,
There's no penalty.
and Manly would have kicked the goal and could have won that game
Yeah.
because it was in the dying minutes. So.
Now I saw it. How's that not a penalty?
Yeah, so that should have been a penalty. It was at least dangerous. His arm was out. Like he could have avoided it because he was
Yeah.
running, and then he last minute could.
And
And all it was a bouncing ball. Because it wasn't a
Yeah.
bouncing ball, that's what saved him. And now The man with feathers is going to change the rule book.
Some
So
technicality.
it's bouncing balls. Yeah.
Now, to be fair, most of the penalised tackles we've seen this year, a lot of them sin bins, you could argue are accidental, right?
Yeah, most.
They're trying to make, whether it's a
99%.
hip drop or a high shot,
Accidental.
they look at the replay, oh, he's made contact with the head.
Yeah,
This had to be one of those.
Yeah, no.
It's unfortunate, but it should have been penalised.
You know what? The actual tackle, I don't think is the issue. The result's the issue. Now, it's not a penalty. The ball was bouncing.
According to the rule book, yeah.
Not a penalty, okay?
Yeah.
But when a referee sees it, or wait a minute, how many cameras is there?
No, but
How many screens are there upstairs?
9 or something?
9. Why didn't get a whisper that
Yeah.
it looks a bit dangerous? Okay, and please do what Moses said.
I will, yeah.
That's the issue here. We got all this technology, okay, and it happened in front of whatever the referee was. I forget who the referee was, Artie. Okay, and who got the penalty?
No one.
Yes, they did.
Didn't
Warriors?
the Warriors get it? Yeah.
Penalty.
Now here's my question, right?
Warriors got the penalty.
I thought it was play on.
I couldn't believe that Warriors got the penalty.
Now we're saying sorry, they're saying there's nothing in the contact, right? Now let's change the scenario a bit, and that's Manly attacking the Warriors try line, and there's an inside-outside shoulder, or whatever. That contact's made. That'll be ruled as an obstruction. That's
absolutely.
enough contact
Absolutely, yeah.
for them to disallow a try
But there's no black and white in
in a
it.
different scenario.
Yes.
Yeah.
But on that scenario you're talking about, there is no black and white. It could happen 3 in, okay?
Yeah.
And he hasn't gone through the line, and he's hit on the outside shoulder, and he falls down. It does a soccer player thing, okay? That's no try.
But see, that's my
And that's wrong.
That's my whole
I agree.
point when we talk about the bunker and all that, is that the way the rules are set up, it's kind of like a court of law. It has to be definitive. It has to be black or white. Whereas my argument is, there's got to be room for logic and common sense, and there is on the field, because the referees use their discretion to make calls on the field, right? The bunker should have the same discretion, whereas they look at something that technically may be an obstruction, but like the rest of us, look at it and go, well, he's 23 metres away from the play. He was never going to get there. Play on.
Let me,
you know what I mean?
Let me answer. Let me answer a question, and I've asked you guys the last couple of months questions about the VAR, and I've never experienced it, but I experienced it in this World Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, what an absolutely fantastic system!
It's so clean.
It
It's
is
so good. Yeah.
good. Now, I don't understand the game. You guys know that I'm not a soccer man. Okay, but she got a whisper. She would go to the sideline. She would look. She would make the, or he would make the. He would make the decision. Okay,
On the same replays that we see.
the same replays we see, and all she'd done really, or he, sorry, the referee,
Whoever.
was got a whisper in their ears. That's all she'd done.
Yeah.
Got a whisper.
Yep.
You might as well have a look at it.
Yep.
Okay, and and you know what? We can do that very easy, because all the referees have to do is turn around
Exactly.
to the big screens. The two linesmen come in, push everybody aside. Okay, and they can watch it.
The big screen's too far away, but in soccer they've got
Well,
the
yeah.
big
Even
TV
better.
screen on the sideline.
Yep. Even
They
better.
run to the sideline. They have a look.
Well, he can do that as well.
Yeah.
And whatever referee can do that as well. Atkins can do that as well. So that's a perfect scenario. But we've got this antiquated, I don't know, system of the bunker. I don't know.
You know what I found out the other day, which was weird? You know the guy that stuffed up for St George a couple of weeks ago in the bunker?
Yeah.
He got demoted. Guess what? He was refereeing on the field this week. So being in the bunker, being in the bunker is a higher position than being on the field.
Well, don't
it
they
should
rotate
be the other
though?
way
Don't
around.
they rotate though?
They do,
rotate.
but
They
you
rotate.
think he's demoted. That means he's now out of refereeing. But no, he was demoted to on field. And I'm thinking, so the bunker referee's got the senior say, and that's what the issue was.
Demoted should mean Reggie's.
Exactly.
It should mean Reggie's.
So
George,
it's
while we're
crazy.
talking about the bunker, tell us what Mitchell Moses said.
Mitch was on Triple M, and they asked him about as a player, how is he going? Like, how does he feel about the bunker? And he said he doesn't like the bunker. He much prefers 2 referees on field, and the bunker only looking at tries, because he goes, the game is really stop-start. He said. He goes, sometimes I don't even enjoy playing it because we're going back 3 tackles to check something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I'll expand on that. when we had the two referees, the problem was that you're in charge for this 10 minutes, then I'm going to go in the ruck and I'm in charge, and then so no. There's one chief. There should be one chief, okay, who stands back 10, and one guy in the ruck assisting the main referee. Okay, that's what it should happen. And yes, the bunker should only be for tries, put downs. Okay, now Mitch doesn't like it. He said it affects his game. Okay.
So are you saying there should be one referee just for the 10?
Yeah. So the main referee goes back 10. Okay, and the other one, how they used to do,
over the ruck.
stays in the ruck, assisting the case. So what we had was everybody there was no chiefs. So everybody
Everyone had
was
their
chiefs.
Job.
Back then, you know what I mean? You're lead referee, then I'm the lead referee, then you're well, what kind of system is that?
That's crazy. Yeah.
What kind of system was that? Okay, one lead referee and the other assisting. Okay, because we know the supporters or the viewers with flags. Okay, do nothing.
The fans with flags.
The fans with flags.
They should be doing the 10
nothing.
meters. I don't know why they're not. I just don't understand that.
And they can't see forward passes either.
It does my head in.
You know what freaks me out?
As soon as they get tackled, run back, and if the guy's offside, flag up.
I remember back in the 80s, even in the 90s, okay, they would come in and do something.
Yeah, exactly.
They would run in and
They'd run on the field.
Yeah,
because they saw something.
Mind you, they got even worse now. They got they've got microphones in their flags. Okay, can you imagine the poor bastard? What's going in his ears? The poor referee.
If I was a referee, again, I've said it before, I'd have Ray Hadley playing in my headset.
So, and you know what? We know two things. Number one, the bunker doesn't work. We know that. We've seen it. We've got enough evidence now. It doesn't work. Okay. Number two, Anna's Lee should get sacked. We know that for a fact as well. So, because, coming out and telling us that the decisions were right, thanks. We know the decision is right. Or coming out and telling us the decision that they made were wrong just infuriates us.
Of course.
It makes us angry. Okay. Well, guess what? We know that they're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't Graham Annesley want to spend his Mondays doing something other than defending his team every week?
Poor bastard.
The thing is, if they're going to get a guy in that position, they've got to get a guy with empathy because Annesley's got none. He doesn't care about the fans. It's all about it's just terrible, man.
Doesn't care.
You can see the clear blunder, but he'll rather defend the one guy and upset hundreds of thousands of people. Like he's just the wrong man for the job for me.
Can I butt in?
Sure.
Nico asked me. I'm going to ask you about the two referees because I know you're another guy who views the game a little bit different to me. What's your thought between the bunker and the two refs?
Yeah, well, the bunker was initially in there just for the tries. So,
that's right.
And they should have just stuck it with like that, you know what I mean? But then we had commentary and all that saying, we've got the technology, why don't they use it for this, and then they expanded it more. They shouldn't have. They should have just left it for the tries.
Soccer just sticks with offsides and goals, right?
Exactly.
Is that it?
And I like
offsides and goals.
Unless something happens in back play and they need to look at it. Like something bad off the ball.
Some elbow or something.
And that's fair enough in any.
I like the two referees, but I noticed some inconsistencies last time because they had both referees had the same position. There wasn't a senior. They were both, which was crazy.
I couldn't believe it when they were
And I remember watching a game, and one of the referees was really strict on the 10, and the other guy was sort of a bit lax. So they weren't on the same page, and it was infuriating the fans.
Well, you know what happens? Forget the fans. What does a halfback do? Where's the line? Like we know that he's going to penalise that, but he's not going to play. Wait a minute, he's penalising that as well. What do I do?
Yeah.
Do you guys all remember the two touchies? Sorry. Fans of flags at a conversion kick.
Yeah.
One puts the flag up, one puts the flag down.
Love it.
They can't even get that right.
Jeez. They got nothing.
But you know what? For this game, I reckon next year, all they've got to do is one change, all right? Leave the one referee, leave the one bunker. The bunker doesn't get involved at all unless he's 100,000% that it's a wrong, like the referee missed something.
Does that include,
that he's missed it.
Does that include after 8 tackle tries?
Yeah, exactly. It does. But that's the only time they should get involved. Not every little
We're on fire tonight.
How about the 8th tackle
and they've got to
try?
learn how to count to 7 or 6 or whatever it is.
Last time was the Bulldogs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They scored a 7, but that was 7th tackle. This was 8th.
Do you know? Apparently,
8th tackle. No.
Here's something for you, Nicola. And I heard this on SCN today. Apparently, the linesman count tackles until the
There's no way the referee. There's no way the referee
One.
can control the game and count as
Yeah.
well.
So the linesman tells him.
Yeah, the fans with flag.
Fans of flag time
Yeah.
to
Can't
the
even do
count.
that right.
Wait a minute! I couldn't believe that you're allowing the linesmen, who are useless, to tell them the thing. One tackle, tackle two,
What I can't believe is that it wasn't 7th; it was 8.
eight.
8.
How'd that go? Gee.
They scored
Yeah,
an
but
8 tackle
it
try.
should have been a 7 tackle set though. So he only missed one.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was a seven
That's right,
tackle set.
tackle.
That's
Out
true.
the back, out the back.
Yeah.
Oh
Out the
man,
That was gold.
And they
Pengo-
scored from that.
they scored from there. Yeah,
that's
And they reckon it was
that's
at
the
a
issue.
crucial time
Yeah,
as well.
that was the
so-
issue that they scored from that. That's the issue.
So every week it's a error, eh? Every week they find a new stuffer.
A new way of getting us angry.
and the worst part is that whilst it's bad, it's magnified.
Yeah.
Yeah, people like us, fans, whatever, you look for stuff ups now because it's amplified. You know, if it's not happening that often, people are like, yeah, okay, shit happens.
I've got to
But when it
ask,
happens every week,
in soccer, is there something every week? Some blow up every week?
no, not that I see. No.
Really?
No, not
EPL?
really. No. But there was one last week in the first round. Apparently, Manchester United played Wolves, and they scored a goal. And then Wolves, in the dying minutes, should have been awarded a penalty because their keeper took out the Wolves player. But VAR just let it go on.
I still haven't watched an EPL game yet.
But anyway, so there is the odd error, but nowhere near as much as the NRL. It's one or two a year, not two a game.
We got 1 or 2 an hour.
Exactly.
Pengai Jr., we know he's walked away.
Yeah.
Now he's saying that, and the club went to great lengths to actually post a document
Great links.
to say
Great
that,
links.
he's not
Maybe
getting,
a bit too much.
he's not
too
getting
much.
paid to walk away. But he was saying he just lost the hunger for it. He never really wanted to play footy. He was kind of forced into it.
Yeah.
Boxing's what he loves doing. He's had 2 fights already. Good luck to him.
Yeah.
Good luck to him. You don't want someone to be there who doesn't want to be there, right?
Exactly right. And he reckons he got forced into it. He really wanted to get into boxing and you know, his parents pushed him into playing rugby league. And just
Wish I
imagine
had
if
that
he
problem.
really had the passion for it, because the guy's a phenomenal
Yes.
player. He can be a really good player.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it makes sense why he didn't hit the heights that we all
Maybe.
expected. But if that's what he wants to do, good luck
Nick,
to him. Like, yeah,
if-
if that's his passion.
Yeah. If that's the honest truth, Nicola, good luck to him. I hope he enjoys his life and I hope he does well in boxing.
His last fight was on the Sonny Bill undercard.
Yeah. How do you do?
He's won. He's had 2. He's won 2.
Okay.
But yeah, it's yeah.
I look, if that's the case, good luck. And like I said, I hope he finds his passion and he's happy.
The thing is,
I've got this gut feeling we're going to be mentioning his name next year on this pod. But
he's
anyway,
He's not a Sonny Bill, and he's not a Mundine in the sense that he's not going to out earn his footy capacity in boxing. He's not going to go and box and get $100,000 a fight. It's not going to happen.
No.
Yeah.
So that's, you know what I mean. Like the other guys, they did.
Yeah.
You know, but
Because
he's
of
not. He's
showmanship
not one
and-
of those guys. So does that make it more genuine, or
Maybe.
is it a case where he's going to come back and play for someone else?
But the thing is, I applaud him because he's doing it now while he's sort of younger. Why wait till he finishes 33, 34?
Yeah.
Why play a sport that he doesn't like
Yep.
when he's at his prime? He's thinking, you know what, I've got to do it now and see how I go. So I think
He
it's
goes all right too, you know.
yeah. He might be a
You know what? You
superstar in the boxing ring, man.
if you haven't got passion for rugby league to play, you can't. You'll get hurt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know what? It shows how he plays because we know what he can do and he doesn't. And he's a mistake-a-thon basically this year anyway. So maybe I hope it's right, and I hope he goes and kills it in the boxing arena. But you know what? If I see him playing next year rugby league or the year after, okay, I'm gonna. It's not about him. It's about Gus doing this thing.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be, man. Yeah.
Let's look at the ladder, boys. Who's going to make the 8? This is a weekly thing now. 2 weeks left.
Yeah, it's looking very good, isn't it?
Top 4's locked.
Top 4 is Sharks.
come
Do you reckon Sharks can have it make it in there?
I'm so happy that the Warriors are top 4.
Oh,
Hey, that's such a
Who
great
would've picked
story.
that? Who would've
No
picked
one.
it?
No one.
Like Panthers, Broncos, mate, lock. Warriors, lock. Hey, how good's that? And how good was Mount Smart Stadium, full house on the weekend? And I think Storm, despite their poor performance last week, lock.
I'm a little surprised that Storm are there, but they're there.
Hey, and if they get who we think they're going to get back,
Pappenhausen might be returning
might
this week.
change everything. Sharks, 5th, 4th, 5th, locked. Here's all the fun now. This is all the fun. Raiders.
Well, Sharks have got some tough games, eh? Sharks and Raiders this week, is it?
Sharks.
Is it?
Knights.
Oh, Sharks and Knights. Okay.
Okay,
So if the
that
Knights
doesn't
win,
change.
so the
They're
Knights
in.
win, the Knights go in front of Sharks. They go 5th. Look,
Yes.
They go
yes,
33.
because of
then.
1 point. Yeah.
So
But what I'm saying is the chances are they're locked. They'll make the 8, the Sharks.
Yeah, but then I think Sharks played Raiders, so they've got 2 hard games.
One hard game.
Hmm?
One hard game.
The Raiders won't be a hard game.
Oh, you don't rate the Raiders that much. Okay.
Did you watch?
You
against
never
the
know,
Do-
man.
Did you watch?
They might be desperate next week, and they might be.
Did you watch the Dogs
Well,
go?
it will be a hard game if the Raiders are still in the 8 when they play the Sharks.
Yeah,
Because they can't beat top 8 teams.
It won't be easy. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
It won't be easy, and they could get an injury. They could get Nico Hines out this week or something.
Maybe.
You never know.
But I'm gonna say, for argument's sake, the Sharks are in at 32.
Yeah.
Okay, and at plus 130.
So
now,
the Rabbitohs go to 30 this week as well because they have a bye.
Yes.
Yes.
They go to 30.
they go to 30. Okay, and so Raiders technically 32 shouldn't have a problem. They should be in. Their only problem is minus 108. That's the problem.
It's the only
That's-
negative differential in the top 8.
So if they lose both games and they had a positive, let's say positive 50, they'll make the 8.
Yeah.
But guess what? They're in trouble because that 108. Knights, as Artie said, chances are they'll beat the Sharks. That's what we're saying. They're going to jump the Raiders. Okay. Rabbitohs get another 2 points, so they're 30. And the Cows, who are they playing? Dolphins. They're going to get another 2
Cows
points.
have got a Dolphins, and then Penrith.
Okay, well for now they're going to get 30.
Yeah.
Penrith
Okay.
might rest their players.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe. I
But
don't
they're
think-
resting players each week, so it looks like they're doing it slowly. And
Yeah,
I think on the last round they're going to play them again.
You know what? The Roosters are minus 62.
Yeah,
If they win their next 2 games,
they overtake Raiders. If Raiders lose both,
they won't lose.
if Raiders lose both their games and
Yeah.
the Roosters win, they'll overtake them because their for and against is better. Because I'll be on 32.
Poor Raiders. Poor Raiders.
Look, I just noticed the Sharks 130
you
for and
can't-
against. That's going to help them.
Help 'em.
That's got them in.
You
Yeah,
can't
basically.
count anyone out yet.
Yeah, you
So
can't.
predictable.
Up to the Roosters, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting 2 weeks. Who knows what's going to happen? Because you know what?
Well,
What happens if Raiders beat the Broncos?
If the
Maybe.
Roosters are a
Maybe.
chance, that means technically Parramatta are a chance because they've got a bye in the last round.
But they're 26,
Yeah, which means they're on 28.
28, 29, 30. No, 30.
So if they win this week, they go 28. If they win next week, they go 30.
30.
They go equal with the Rabbitohs. They go equal with Cowboys.
Mind you, they've got no chance of making it. I'm just
They've
saying.
got no chance, but there is a mathematical.
You know what? The
possibility.
last 2 spots, I'm not sure. But you know what I do know is the Knights
Yeah.
are going to make the 8.
Yeah.
That I'm pretty confident. And
Sharks.
the Sharks will make the
Yeah,
8.
them two. You'd say them two are pretty
Can I
safe.
be honest with you? I wouldn't want to sneak into 7th or 8th now because whoever it is, they're going to get flogged.
Oh, why?
I don't think so.
How
They're
about
going to get flogged. Look at the Rabbitohs on current form. Look at the Cowboys,
Oh,
Roosters,
no.
and Eagles.
So,
on
so
current
you're saying
form.
if the Roosters
Roosters
play
go 8?
Sharks,
Yeah.
they're
What
gonna
makes
lose.
the Roosters? They've been shocking for 3 months.
But they're getting all their cattle back now.
What,
They're
they've won 2 games.
Manu's
Doesn't
back
make
to
them
form.
work.
Sam Walker's back this week.
Yeah, but
You never know, man. It could
no,
happen.
no, you're right. But I wouldn't.
They're a
look,
grand final team.
Can I be
They won't
honest?
be there.
Can I be honest? If the Cows make the 8, okay, they've got a lot of upside. They're the only team I'll be worried. Nick was right about the Roosters. I mean, they've had a good month, and yeah.
I mean, as a Para fan, at this point, I wouldn't want to finish 8th. I reckon we'd get a cricket score put on us.
No,
It'd be embarrassing.
If the Roosters win the next 2, especially if they flog South, they're going to be their momentum. They're going to be on such a high. They're going to be on 5 or 6 games straight.
So who do you guys
They did it
predict?
last year.
2 weeks out, who are you guys predicting for 6, 7, 8? It's tough.
Six Sharks.
Sharks, Knights, Cowboys, Roosters.
Yeah,
It's
Roosters.
tough. Yeah, it's
Or,
tough.
or cows. Or cows.
So no one's giving South a chance.
Sharks, Knights, Cowboys, Roosters. That's what I said.
Oh yeah.
So Rabbitohs, Raiders.
Well,
drop.
they got to beat Roosters.
They obviously have a bye as well.
Yeah, they got to buy this week, and
Yeah.
they got to beat the Roosters. So
Yeah.
maybe, but on what we're seeing, and if there is disharmony in the camp, well, we know that
And there's no Latrell against the Roosters.
with how Latrell's playing better, doing them a favour.
What about the bottom of the table? Are the Tigers locked in or?
No, they're locked.
I think the Roosters are lucky they're playing a top 8 side playing for a spot, because if they were playing a bottom team, then they're relying on results, where it's in their hands.
Yeah.
They can literally win it in their hands.
Maybe.
I'm worried about the spoon. I know people are saying it's West Tigers, but West Tigers have got Dolphins and Manly, who are both teams that are clocked off now. They're looking at Bali in 2 weeks, right? Oh, sorry, West Tigers got the Roosters.
Yeah.
Okay, that might be tough, but then after that they've got Manly, right? Manly's already doing Schusters. They're really good for Bali. So, or if they win that, they go equal with St George, right?
Who's St George got?
St George got the Warriors,
Yeah.
and then we've got what's the name? The Warriors, and then Knights. Both teams are on fire.
Hard games. Yeah.
They can if they both put 30 on us, right? And the Tigers win, that's it. They've overtaken us.
There's a lot of what ifs there.
It's only 60 points differential. I'm really worried this week if St George get a lapping, because I'm worried about this Warriors game. You know, the lesbian act's on fire at the moment. He's scoring 3 tries a week. He's just amazing.
No, I reckon they're specials. I reckon the Tigers are specials for the cutlery. They got the
I'm
cutlery
nervous.
side
As
up,
a
mate.
Saints fan,
Well,
I'm nervous.
they've got the Weber. They just need the tongs now.
That's it. That's it.
That's all they need.
I don't want to see a spoon our way, man.
No,
That was
no,
the first
I
time
hate-
I've ever seen it.
We got a couple of years ago. And it hurt me more than.
It's the worst. I've never felt it. I don't know. I never want to.
Yeah, I've had plenty. Don't worry.
I hate cutlery.
Let's go done and dusted. Round 25, the week that was. Sharks gave it to the Cowboys, 32 points to 12 in the first game.
Nico Hines got back to his best. He looked really good.
I
But
think a few of them are looking good again. Eh?
they are. And what a difference Trindle and the other guy, Connor Tracy, have made to that team. Ever since they've come in, bang, they've been really good. But yeah, it's a good game. Sharks are three in a row, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they hit
After
form
a
at the
very,
right
very
time.
tough run. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good.
George, what do you think?
Sharks, they look to be back on track. They look to be back on track. I'm a little bit disappointed, in the Cows.
Yeah.
I was a little bit
Drinky missed a few
disappointed.
tackles, huh?
Drinky missed a few tackles. So did the Chad. He wasn't outstanding. And the thing is, that it was in Queensland.
Yeah.
So I'm disappointed in the Cows.
Yeah,
I don't know
it was
what's
a bad
happening
effort.
there. After half a season or after about 8 weeks of good rugby league. But one thing I do know, I don't know what Fitzy's done, but he's waved his magic wand, and Cronulla are back to some sort of form.
And they have a point to prove.
And they got a point. And you know what the difference is? What's the 5A called again?
For who?
Oh,
For the
Trindle.
Sharks.
Trindle.
Trindle.
He's great.
He's I don't know what he's drinking. I don't know what Fitzy's done to him, but
Any relation
you-
to Tricky
He's a
Trindle?
difference.
I don't know. But did you hear what Fitzy said about him? They interviewed Fitzy on 100% Footy, and he said Braden Trindle. He goes, "Oh, he wasn't doing much in reserve grade." Yeah, like he was surprised, and he goes, "We threw him in there, and he surprised him more than anything because of injury. I think they threw him in there, and he's just taken it. So well done to Daryl.
Well, you know what?
Braden
Daryl
Trindle.
Trindle, yeah, Tricky.
Tricky Trindle.
yeah.
Well, Trindle and that fullback,
Connor Tracy. Yeah, great.
I don't know what Fitzy's done, but he's done his job, and you know what? They're going to make the 8, and we'll see from there.
Tom Malala hit his 250th game too, which is pretty good.
cool.
Big milestone for the guy.
Really?
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
The next one was a real close one. The Warriors 29 to the Seagulls 22, but that was a close one.
Could have won it too,
Yeah.
Manly, with that Garrick incident.
Yeah,
No, seriously, because
the
they would have got a
backflip.
penalty
Yeah.
right in front. They would have won.
And fair enough to them for being upset about it.
Yeah.
They had a point.
Lesbian act. He can't stop scoring. He's
on
scoring
fire.
every game. So
He's happy.
Got to give it to him, man. He's been really good. Apparently, he couldn't score at Canterbury. What happened there?
Oh,
But I had to mention this, man. what's his name? Your favourite? What's his name? Jake Arthur scored in the first minute of the game. I thought Nico would be cheering. He wants him to play well so Manly can re-sign him and keep him for longer.
Can I tell you what was hilarious, right? Again, this game here, I was driving at the time, and I flicked on the radio, so I didn't see the game. I flicked on the radio. I'm not sure what part of the game it was at. I can't remember. But the very first thing I heard was a Jacob Arthur handling error.
Yeah.
But which was hilarious because it was the very first thing I heard when I put the radio on. But it was challenged and they won it.
Oh.
So it was reversed. But it was just funny that when I put it on, that was the very first thing I heard.
And you go, that's about right.
I was in tears. I was laughing so much. Poor kid.
You know what the best thing about this game was? The stands were full.
Yeah.
There was a lot of energy. We're giving something back to this New Zealand crowd, which is hungry for football and hungry for this rugby league team. Warriors haven't been at their best for the last 2 or 3 weeks, Nicola. But what do good teams do? They do enough.
They're winning
win.
ugly.
Yeah,
they've been doing that this season.
And you know why? Usually when a team like the Seagulls will go there and clearly play better than them, okay, they would crumble. But you know what? They do what every good team, especially the one coming first in the comp, does. Just falls back to their structures.
Yeah.
And you know what? The most experienced halfback in the game, which hopefully will get a WM.
He's on track, isn't he? Yeah. Surely.
Oh, he
I don't know where Payne Haas is at. Does anyone know where the Daliums are?
No, they're undercover.
They've gone now.
But you know what? If he doesn't get the Dalium, I'll be a monkey's
He's got to be leading it.
I'll be a monkey's uncle. So yeah, look, the most important thing is they won.
Do you think teams like the Warriors are keeping their eye on the finals? They're thinking, we don't want injuries, so they don't go in as.
I don't know about the injuries, but they're thinking about other things.
They're just going. They're just trying to protect themselves a little bit.
The thing about rugby league, it's like what George said: if you don't go in hard, you're going to get hurt.
I reckon this week Warriors should just rest all their players and put their reserve grade in and see how they go. They're playing Saints. That's why.
You playing here? Are they playing here at least?
No, they're playing there.
Oh god.
Eels went down to the Roosters 34-12.
Talk to me.
I was so confident about this game that I didn't even go. It was the last home game. We're season ticket holders.
Oh yeah.
I gave my pass to Gaetano. I said, "Enjoy yourself." I know you won't. He didn't. Right? Shout out to Gaetano. Just like diabolical, man. The Eels were playing well, except for the fact that they kept dropping the ball.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it was horrible.
CG looked good. He came back. He looked.
He did look good. He looked very good.
Patches there, but
yeah, the Roosters look good. Yeah, they did the job.
The Roosters look. They went to Parramatta with intent. They ran straight and hard, and they just tackled a bit harder and they just ran a bit harder. And by the end of the game, they scored 34 points and they all scored 12, and that was the difference. Basically, they just ran and tackled harder.
I'm telling you, man, Teddy, Suwali, Teddy got injured, but Suwali and Manu they back to form. Yeah. But the guy that stood out for me, it's all about props this year, right? Lindsay Collins. Yeah. How good is he? He's a great player.
Very good.
Oh man, where'd they find him? They just find him from anywhere. Lindsay Collins. Well, he never came from anywhere. I don't remember playing.
I don't know. He's a Queenslander.
He's a gun, man. Very good player.
He plays Origin.
Yeah, exactly.
Queenslander, yeah.
When they picked him for Queensland, I was shocked. Like, who is this guy? Like, is he that good? And he impressed me in Origin.
He's that good.
Yeah, he's one of those work rate guys, goes unnoticed.
Yeah. But you know what? But he's a really hard runner and a really hard tackler. But he's straight up and down. But that's what you need.
In the next game, what a finish. Tigers 24, Dolphins 23. Now, did you guys see this?
Yeah.
That kick from Mappy Coruscant, and I'm not talking about the conversion. I'm talking about the short kickoff.
The short kickoff.
You see that?
Yes.
He had the ball, everything, and then he did a switch curl back. It was perfect.
My God.
And then for him to kick the conversion, what a nice story that was. That was good.
Apparently, Coruscant got a back injury after this game because of carrying all the Tigers players.
Yeah, absolutely.
What he does for that team.
Absolutely.
But when he kicked that goal...
He's playing halfback.
Playing everything.
He was doing everything. Yeah. I'm telling you, it takes the bins out every night as well, too, at the club. So absolutely. It was good to see Ewan Aitken return back. But bloody hell, that Coruscant, he's just playing out of his skin.
That was the story of the game, Nicola. Yeah. I called this a beautiful mess, this game.
That kickoff was unbelievable.
The kickoff, the kick at the end to win the game, Appy playing halfback, dummy half, front row, fullback. Mind you, the fullback for the Tigers, if he's not close to getting Rookie of the Year, Buller.
Yeah, Buller, yeah.
He's very, very good.
He's very good, yeah.
Very good. You know what? The good thing about the Dolphins, they tried hard, and in all fairness, I don't think they've been flogged this year. So they've tried hard.
They've had one or two, yeah.
The one or two.
They caught one against Manly, a bad one.
West won, but this game was all about Appy.
Yeah, you know, one thing I want to point out about this game, there was a ninth debutant in that game. His name was Try Fuller. He came on for,
was it the
for the
centre?
Dolphins.
No, there was one for the Tigers. Played really well.
No, this was a Dolphins guy.
Okay, yeah.
He's a Redcliffe Junior. The guy was sensational. I'm telling you now, this guy's going to be really good. Some of the runs that he made, some of the hits, he was fantastic. But he's not young. He's been playing for a while. Like, he looked like he was in his mid-20s, and he's making his debut. Keep an eye on this guy. He's going to be a really good player.
Don't call him Redcliffe, Artie. Some people might get pissed off.
No, but he's from Redcliffe. He's a Redcliffe junior. That's what they mentioned in
the Dolphins underneath. They're stacked.
Yeah.
But
so
what they've got underneath, no one's got.
If they've got a guy like him, and he had the crowd going because all the crowd knows of him, so he must be a superstar in that league there. But keep an eye out for Try Fuller. He's the man.
The Tigers had a good centre on debut. He played really well. His name escapes me. Yeah, youngster, but he played really well.
Okay.
Panthers 40, Titans 14. Next. It's just more of the same, isn't it?
There was a guy named Thomas Weaver made his debut. His first touch set up a try. So
for
looks for the Gold Coast Titans.
Okay,
so Gold Coast have got looks like they're stacked as well. They're bringing guys out of nowhere.
They're in Bali, mate.
They're going to be good, but Panthers just too good. They've won 9 out of the last 10, and I don't think they're going to lose any more.
Nah.
You know what? They were there to be taken again. Penrith weren't switched on. They were a little bit off their game, and at the start. Titans were given as good as they got, but as the game gets longer and Penrith just whenever in doubt fall back into the system, that's what happens.
And they rest a few too. They rested To'o
and they'll probably rest somewhat.
Geez, they're managing the competition so well at every level.
Can I just say I heard an interview with Ivan Cleary, and we talk about coaches. If you really want to listen and hear the best coach, rugby league coach in the world, right this moment, listen to him talk, and I don't know if you can stream it. And then when you finish the interview, you walk away and you think, I want to play for him. He's
I'm a big fan.
He's the best coach in the world.
Yeah. He is.
And you know what is intriguing about what he said? They talked about motivating his players, and he goes, I'm in the unique position that I don't have to motivate none of these kids. He goes, we train, and then they stay behind every session and do extras. They grab a coach and they do extras. And he goes, the beauty of it is that my reserve grade's next to the field next to my reserve grade. They see it, okay. The under 18s on the other side, they see what the first grade do, and when they're ready to play first grade, he goes, they're ready.
It's a given.
Ready.
Yeah,
it's
a given.
He goes, that's
to be the best, you got to work overtime.
So
to be the best, you got to work overtime.
But just to hear him and how he talks about things, it made me. I thought, we hear coaches, you never hear nothing like this guy.
Yeah. If they win 3 years in a row, right? Ivan Cleary's done what Bellamy and Bennett haven't done. 1 3 in a row.
Same conversation.
Exactly. No, he's better. He just can prove that he's better than them. You know what I mean? And he's been less years than them to do this. So
and that's
sensational.
And let's not forget the year in the Tigers, what he did. And let's not forget the grand final he made in New Zealand.
He's going to go down. I'm telling you now, he's going to go down as one of the best ever. I'm telling you.
3 grand finals in a row with Penrith too already.
3 in a row too. So make no mistake. Yeah.
He'll go down. Trust me. One of the best ever.
Storm 38, Dragons 28.
Artie.
I had a wedding that night, and no joke.
I reckon now.
No, serious. I had a wedding that night, so I kept looking at my scores, and I had no expectations. I thought we're going to get flogged here because Melbourne are playing for top 4, very well disciplined side. I'm looking at the scores, and I saw Melbourne 4-0. I go, here we go, and then 6-4 St George, 18-4 St George. I'm thinking, how good's this? 18-4, 30th minute. I go, we're doing all right, and then half time 18-0. I thought, what the hell? Anyway, I watched the full result, which was 38-28, but I was very intrigued. And when I watched that game, mate, what an effort by St George, because that 8 minutes...
Just from the score, you can see.
Well, just that 8 minutes where they scored 14 points was the difference, because apart from that, St George did 70 minutes of good footy.
Yeah.
And that was without Jack DeBellin, without Jaden Sewer, without Lomax. And Melbourne was stacked. They had everyone bar Pappenhausen, but they had Meany, who's just as good.
Yeah, he's good.
And even, what's his name? The guy at the end of it, the captain. What's his name for the Storm?
The 5'8".
The forward.
Who's the captain?
Christian Welch.
Christian Welch, yeah.
He even made a comment. He goes, mate, this is a pretty good side. He goes, if I was a fan, I'd be really excited about this because they're a damn not a bad side.
What's even more scary is that Nick Meany came out and said, I'm more than happy to play utility role on the bench.
Exactly.
With Pappenhausen.
That's the beauty of the Storm.
That's Bellamy, isn't it?
Yes, Bellamy.
So that was pretty pleasing to see as a Saints fan. That was probably the best loss I've seen. Anyway, because they played really well. They stood up.
You know what's funny about the whole wedding thing? For those of you who don't know, George and I are brother-in-laws. So every wedding or family function, we're always there together. Doesn't matter where it is, man. The phone's on the table. Hey, they're walking into the reception. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we're busy. Yeah. We're always sitting next to each other. The phone's always on the table. We're both watching the game. Whatever the game is, doesn't matter who's playing.
Yeah. Very, very quickly, Nicola, with this game, the wrong team won. Dragons 80% of the game, 85% of the game were the better team. Yeah. But Storm do what Storm good teams do and win at the end of the game. They played 8 minutes, maybe 12 minutes of good football. The Storm led by their little halfback,
and it was enough.
Hughes, which was enough. But you know what? The upside from this Dragons team and let Flanagan weave his magic. Next year, I think we'll be talking a different hymn sheet for this team. I think they were good. I think they were very good.
There was a nickname that came out of that game. The Dragon guys on the forum, they call it the Feenai Highway. You know the two Feenai brothers? They play on the side.
Yeah.
Teams just score all the time. It's the highway. They call it the Feenai
and
Highway.
that was it. But you know what? Let Flanagan get them because there's potential.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're young kids. It's a very young squad, and even Sloan, he did some. His defense is really bad, like one-on-ones. He needs a lot of work on that. But his attack is unbelievable. He's fantastic. I'm looking forward to watching.
The next game we touched on a bit earlier. The Knights 29, the Rabbitohs 10. I thought Latrell Mitchell stood out in this game. Three or four try assists.
He literally stood.
Yeah, did you see that? 3 or 4 try assists.
For the other team.
Intercept passes, dropping the ball, handing tries to the other team.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to talk about the Rabbitohs. They were poor to pathetic.
We already have,
Yeah. I want to talk about the Knights. You know what? They're led and driven by one player. No doubt in my mind. And his name's Ponga. Sorry. I'm sorry, Artie. I was wrong. I was very wrong. Now, I was speaking to someone and I asked this person, what's the difference? Has O'Brien changed something? What's happening out there? He said, we've done nothing, George. We've done nothing different.
It just clicked.
He goes that they believe, and it's driven by Kalen. Kalen just walked in one training session with bravado, with belief, okay? And he goes, because they're sweating on the control freak.
Yeah,
they're going to give him.
Of course,
they won, so they're going to give him. He's not ready. He's not going to be ready all year.
Yeah,
but he's going to play, obviously.
It's a bad injury, man.
So they're going to he's not going to play. They're going to probably announce him to play this week. He's not going to play.
He's been announced. Yeah, he's on the squad.
He's not going to play. They're going to give it as much as he can. He might play. He might inject him and play him, but they don't want to play him, okay? He goes, Hastings and Kalen, he goes, they're the difference. He goes to me, they're the difference. And you know what? Kalen was the difference here. Everybody runs off his energy. Okay,
he was
the
awesome.
Forwards run off his energy. The backs run off the energy. He makes everybody look good. And then you got a freak on the wing who's going to
Dominic Young.
Dominic Young.
Roosters.
But you know what? He's doing what he's doing this year for the Knights. And you know what? They're going to make the 8. And if you want a dark horse,
that's it.
They say Adam O'Brien was one game away from being sacked.
I actually asked a few questions, and this is the answer I got for a few people. Adam O'Brien's got a contract for next year. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
You don't know what to make of that.
And I asked about him personal, and you know who he is.
Yeah, I know.
Because
we won't name names.
There's some reports. Because Adi said that another team's looking at him, and he goes to me that I've got a contract to be here next year. I go, how about the rumours? He goes, I've got a contract to be here next year.
But we all know where he will be next year as well. But again, we're not going to name names.
I don't know.
Well,
in the next game, the Raiders 36.
One thing I want to mention about that game. South retired the number 15 jersey for Cole Turner, who
we
passed
forgot
away.
to mention that. How did we forget?
That's unfortunate news over the weekend. 31-year-old Cole Turner.
How did we forget to mention that?
Who passed away, which is...
Listen, this is something that and Adi remembers last year from Greenie from North Queensland. He knows that how personal I take mental health. I won't lie to you. I'll say it clearly. I think I've been through a little bit of depression myself, and push comes to shove. In a ethnic household, you got no choice. They make you reach out, and let's say not that 100% up the top, but at least I get managed. And this young man, and the young man he is, Nicola. I don't know what was going on with his life, but. And I wasn't aware that he took his life. I wasn't aware. For him to take his life, he must have been under some sort of extreme pressure. Now, I urge, if one person is listening to us or 1,000 are listening to us and one person has any doubts, you know what, talk to someone.
The help is there.
Yeah,
the help is there.
Talk to someone because this happens too often to too many good people. And when I found out today that he took, I thought he just died. I didn't know.
Jeez.
The thunderstorm.
Okay. Yeah.
Please reach out. And I like what they did, draping the jersey over the. I think that was classy.
Yeah,
I like the fact that they've retired that number.
Yeah.
I think it was very classy.
Yeah.
He was a good player. I really thought he was very good.
Won a premiership with him.
Exactly. Yep. So sad news.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so moving on to the last game, Raiders 36, Bulldogs 24. George, fill us in.
You know what I found out, Nicola? I found out the Bulldogs, they're not very good at rugby league. They're not very good at rugby league.
Didn't I win the week before?
No offence, George, but it's taking you 25 weeks to figure that out.
It has, but I also found out something else. The Raiders, they're not far behind.
No, come on.
They're not far behind. It was not entertaining. It was very frustrating. At least the Tigers was I called it a hot mess sort of thing. This was just everybody playing bad rugby league. Raiders won, and I'd say that Bulldogs, probably 80% of the team game, were slightly better in a very low way. This is the official bludger of the week, actually. It was a bad game.
I thought Papali'i looked good. I thought the forwards looked okay. Imre Gula,
Did you like how? Did you like how?
Rapana was
how
awesome.
shitty. Yeah, he is. But did you like how our shitty pack every time they ran the ball made 15, 20 metres every time? Yeah.
What's wrong with the Englishman, mate? He's not performing that well, eh?
Well, apparently he's going to you blokes.
No, it's not. I heard that you were trying to re-sign him. I don't know.
There'll be no re-signing of him. There'll
But
be no
it was
re-signing.
12-all at half time. Second half, Raiders just more or less went on with it, I think, more than the Dogs. But 9 wins in a row now for the Raiders over the Dogs. And Rapana, 3 tries, 3 line breaks.
Rapana's actually
he had a really good game.
Rapana's full of energy, and Rapana's actually good. But I can't. They were rubbish. Both teams. Raiders will not make the 8. Raiders will not make the 8.
Gee. I don't know, man. We'll see.
We'll see. It wasn't a highlight type of game. It was a really hard watch. Really hard watch. Well, like I said, they're both pretty bad at rugby league. Nicola, back to you.
So what was your game in the round?
Mine was I'm a bit biased here. Saints and Storm, even though my team lost, I was encouraged by that win, and it was pretty close. It was back and back and try. So I went for that one. Sorry.
For mine, just sheer entertainment value, the hot mess, Tigers and Dolphins.
Yeah, that was good too.
Just for sheer entertainment.
Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah.
Who's your player of the round?
Oh. Artie, give me
Player of the round.
Give me someone good.
Oh, it's got to be Ponga.
Ponga? Can I say Latrell? No, I can't say Latrell.
Oh, bludger of the game.
No.
Player of the game. Sorry.
Player of the round.
Player of the round. Yeah, my player of the round was what's his name? Ponga. He was sensational, and it was a big game. Like,
He's,
they had to win that.
sorry, I got that order back to front, so we were going to have to give him the Manoli's player of the round.
Yeah. No, he's not my Manoli's player of the round.
No?
No, he's just my player of the round.
Who was your Manoli's player of the round?
Manoli's is it went to Coruscant for kicking that goal from the sideline.
Definitely.
Everyone loves a winning goal from the sideline, especially when it comes from your hooker who decided to start kicking goals the last couple of weeks.
While he's playing halfback.
So that was amazing. So
How about you,
he's
George?
easily the man.
You know what? There's not even a question this round. He hasn't had it before. The Manoli pack with the extra parmesan. He's going to enjoy it because he's seen some of his friends have it. He's heard about it, and once he has it once, Coruscant, he'll be back. He'll be back weekly, I reckon.
Oh, for sure.
Grabbing the.
Oh yeah, and he's close, not far.
Well, he's not far. He's not far from the south there where Manolis is.
He'll be doing Uber Eats.
He'll do. He'll
Uber Eats for Manoli.
So happy Kodasal for the Manolis Euro pack. Souvlaki pack with the chips and the extra parmesan, Nicola.
And what was it? Bludger of the round.
Oh, there's only one.
I got the order mixed up. Sorry about that. But anyway,
The bludgers. I got two.
There's only one.
the last game.
There's only one.
No, I got a bludger players.
Oh,
Okay.
I got Schuster and Latrell, the two bludgers, because they were bludging.
Yes.
They didn't look like they gave anything. So
okay. The bludger game was obviously the Raiders and the Dogs, Nicola. But yeah, the bludger of the round, Latrell.
Yeah.
Latrell.
Who gets the John Creese spray this week?
oh man,
Wait a minute. Latrell.
Mine's going to Lee Hedger-Pentalis.
Lee.
I would love to see Schuster put in a performance like that under Bellamy. I would love. Imagine Bellamy getting him in the sheds after a performance like that.
no.
I reckon he wouldn't go home. That's it. He'd just stay
He'll turn red and he'll be spraying and
from the dressing shed. He'll drive straight to the mental institute. He'll be in a straitjacket and he'll be shivering for 20 years from that. Like that was just bad.
I'd like to see that.
Oh,
I would
Bellamy
love to see that.
He would not take none of that. None of it. He wouldn't. Nah.
Gee. Sometimes I think, what would happen if John Creese meets our favourite 5'8", the Newcastle 5'8"? Imagine both of them spraying each other. Can you imagine Tyson Gamble and things talking to each other?
Yeah.
You think they're spraying each other? They're just talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
Artie, what have you got for us?
Oh, okay, sure. Let's see. I had a look at the spam mail. Let's have a look at my spam mail to dig through it. I got someone, James from Paris. This is James Maloney. Is he still there?
James, he is actually. He is.
He just wants to know if he can borrow Brooksy's barbecue on the weekend.
That barbecue is sacred. That's not going anywhere.
Going, no.
That's going on the back veranda.
Weber.
That's it. Lee from Leichhardt loves his podcast. Actually, I better not say this. I'm going to get in trouble, so I won't say it now. I'm a bit scared about that one. And Laurie from Canberra, he just wants to tell us apparently the AFL is the biggest game in Australia. Just don't tell Gordon Tallis.
Don't tell Gordy. He'll get upset.
Don't tell Gordon.
He'll get upset, Gordy.
And Josephina, no rumour. She gave us an invitation.
Invitation?
She's hosting a barbecue for us on the weekend, and she's getting a new catering business called Brooksy's Grill. So they're gonna be doing all the cooking apparently. So Brooksy's Grill at Josephina's.
She must have cut his hair the other day.
But a couple of things I want to go through with you guys. I had a look at the buys of the year, or all the buys of the year, and I just want you guys. I'll go through them, and I want you guys to say pass or fail. Right? If it's been a good buy or a bad buy. All right?
Go for it.
Been a good buy or a good riddance?
Yeah. All right. Jackson Hastings. Pass or fail?
Outstanding.
Pass?
Outstanding.
Pass.
Wait a sec, I'm confused.
Is it a good buy?
He's a good buy. It's a
I'm
pass.
Was it
thinking
a
of
bad buy?
buys. I
No.
thought you meant the buys, like the 2 points.
No, is he a
buy.
good buy?
And
Is he a good buy?
I'm going, what's the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he a good buy?
Absolutely a good buy.
Outstanding.
Bad loss for the Tigers.
Bad
loss. Pass.
Dumb move there, yeah.
Outstanding.
Reed Marnie.
Wow.
50-50. Eventually a good buy. I don't know about this year, but eventually a good buy.
Eventually good.
Look, he started as the best buy.
Yeah, he did.
So
The
Could
first 6
finish as the
rounds.
worst.
Yeah, he could finish the worst.
50.
But we know in the long run he'll be an
He'll be
excellent buy.
So pass? I'll give it a
Pass.
I'll
pass.
say
Just
foul.
future.
I have to say foul right now because he's it's got nothing to do with he's an ex-para
No.
player. He's not had a good year and he's still leading the missed tackle count. So no,
Yeah. I think I'm going to know the answer to this one. Josh Hodgson at Parramatta.
was that even a?
Miserable fail.
Was that even a?
Is that the
like,
biggest fail?
We could, you know what? You're right. It is 100%. But the worst part is that we knew it a year ago.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, I thought it would be a good buy, actually. I thought
I would
if he
have
stayed
been,
injury
but
free and
there was too many question marks on the pool.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, that takes the one for the worst buy of the season.
Yeah.
100%.
Viliami Kikau.
I think he's been good. He's missed most of the season.
He's missed most of the season.
He's
though.
missed the season.
Yeah.
I can't say it's a good buy because he hasn't played.
So you put it as a fail.
But I'm basing it on what we have seen when he has played. He's made a difference.
It was okay last week.
Yeah, but he's just not had enough game time.
Equal,
50-50.
Just pass. Yeah.
The
Just
injury is
pass?
obviously tearing a peck at
Well, you
training.
can't do nothing about
No,
that.
no.
True.
All right. Jackson Ford at Warriors.
Outstanding.
He would have been bought for 50 cents. He
Yeah,
would have been a cheap
yeah.
buy. He's a pass.
I think anyone the Warriors bought goes down as a good buy.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Jermaine Hopgood.
I think
Yeah,
outstanding.
he's been a great buy. He's
Outstanding. I think
he
outstanding.
was a Reggie's player last
I
year.
can't
so-
believe it was Reggie's.
Well, he
Yeah.
couldn't get into that Penrith team.
Wow.
Hmm.
Brandon Smith, the cheese.
Miserable
Fail.
Bigger fail than
Pass. We didn't even say pass. We just both went to fail.
Miserable
Fail.
Yeah.
Even still now, miserable fail. Okay.
possibly the best buy of the season. Reece Walsh.
100%.
Yeah.
Can't argue that.
Special human
Made
being.
his Origin debut. Killed it.
Yeah.
Special human being.
Martin Tapau.
Actually, you could
What
argue
would you say about
you could argue the best buy of the season was Tim Sheens. But,
No,
Martin Tapau, so.
He's been solid, but he hasn't really done
50-50.
much.
50-50.
He hasn't been
50-50.
bad. Yeah,
It hasn't been bad. Hasn't been outstanding either.
Luke Metcalf, the Warriors.
yeah, he's been good.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's been
How
really
good is he? How good is he?
From the Sharks, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I want to remind you guys, the Sharks, Manly, and South bought no one. So
Sharks,
they
Manly.
bought no
Yeah, that was
buys.
interesting,
And
wasn't
look
it?
at the
Interesting.
Sharks and South. They did okay.
But they had
Souths are still
they had
fighting
some
it.
questionable re-signings,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Kieran Foran, pass or fail?
I'm going to say pass because what he does to the team around him.
I would say pass because I think what we've seen is exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
You knew he was going to miss half the season,
Yeah.
and it was more about off the field than on the field. I think.
You know what's the bet next year? Desi's going to sprinkle his magic dust. He'll play all season.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah.
Something about him and Desi
Well,
together.
they have a special connection.
yeah.
Those two.
Something about him and Desi together.
Jacob Little at St George, the hooker. That's the only guy they bought. Of
Okay.
any value.
So I'm going to say to you, I don't even notice him. So fail.
I'll put him as a pass.
You like him? I know I like him.
I thought he's gone all right.
Yeah, I think he's been good.
Yeah.
What about, have you noticed the back row from Katoa?
From South. Sorry.
Katoa that's gone to the Storm, the back
Yeah.
row. He did all the damage. He smashed Hunt and scored that try.
Oh, yeah, he did
Yeah.
smash
What about
that,
him?
didn't
He came from the Warriors. So what,
Did he?
what would you
I
rate him?
can't say I've noticed enough of
Yeah.
him.
I think he's been sensational at the
Has he?
Warriors.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I'll take your
I've
word for
noticed him. He's,
Okay, well
he's
then,
up there.
then you can pass him. I haven't seen him.
No, okay. Near Corey. From Parramatta to
Really good player.
the Warriors.
I don't know. He hasn't really stood. You know what? Like I said before, anyone who's gone to the Warriors has to go down as a pass because they're all having a good season.
Okay.
I agree.
Tarek Sims.
I haven't
Fail.
really,
he's not
haven't
done
really
much.
heard much of him down there.
Nearly done, boys. Dylan Walker at the Warriors.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pass.
Outstanding.
Mitch Barnett.
Incidentally, Dylan Walker, Webster's got rid of his bullshit
Yeah.
Yeah,
How I don't know.
and just got him focused on playing footy. And look at what we're seeing now.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know.
So Dylan Walker's a pass, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mitch Barnett, the Warriors.
I like Barnett.
Yeah.
I like
He's been
Barnett
great.
a
I'm
lot.
sticking to my Warriors blanket statement.
Yeah, yeah.
And Nickel Clogstad.
Outstanding.
Same thing.
So
Outstanding.
the Webster's bought whatever he's bought is turned to gold. Actually,
Well, wait a minute.
None of them are top class.
Well. Webster's didn't buy him.
oh Brownie,
Brownie bought him.
Brownie.
Brownie. Let's get it real. Brownie fixed that team up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coruscant,
Goes without saying. doesn't
Number
it?
one.
Pass?
The best.
Papali'i.
Pass.
Really?
Just now, yeah.
Yeah, I knew that one. That's what, I knew that one's going to
Recently.
be.
Well, I mean, no, but not for nothing. But what's he done good?
Recently, he's at the start of the year. The first half was terrible, but this half here is
I think he's been.
So
alright.
he's won 1 or 2 games. That's considered a pass for
it's
you?
not even won a game. Yeah, he's doing what a back row does, taking it up.
Wow.
He's not doing what he done at Parramatta.
From what
no.
I've seen of him this year, he's not even playing half as good as he was last year.
Yes, but that's who's around him more than
Okay,
him.
well.
Yeah.
I put it as a foul.
Okay, so we've got a pass and a foul. Clemmer? He hasn't really done much, or I think he's been playing
like
right.
I
I
like
put it as a
Pass.
foul.
Oh, another pass and foul.
Apart from Coruscant, I can't pass anyone who's gone to that team.
Yeah.
That's what a front row should do. Just hit the ball up.
The Englishman, Bateman.
I don't like him. I've never liked him.
No,
No,
I agree.
Fail?
I'm with George.
Oh, I thought he's been all right. Okay, so he's put a foul.
Yeah, he's been all right, but I don't like his style of play.
Right. Now, I didn't mention any of these guys, right? Now, Penrith, right, we know how good they are.
Mm-hmm.
They bought 4 players in the off-season. I'll run their
I
names.
didn't even know they bought players.
Luke Garner, Tyron Peachy, Zach Hosking, and Jack Cogger. Like, they buy these
All
guys,
done the job. All
and
done the
they're
job.
just brilliant. Now, all of a sudden, their values have gone up. Everyone wants them now. So,
Has Cogger's gone somewhere, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Or not?
yeah, he's gone to the Knights.
Yeah, they've all done the job.
So, not only do they win good, they also know how to pick their little
Hoskins,
and fill gaps.
Hoskins had a good season. Gardner, did he come from the Tigers?
Yes.
Yeah, came from the Tigers.
Different player.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But
Garner's
you
been
could
injured.
argue anyone who goes to that team.
Can I,
amazing.
can I just butt in and tell you what Ivan said about buying players and all the rest? He goes, we know we're going to lose 2 to 3 players every year.
Yeah.
We can't keep them all, he goes. So we make plans for that every year. And then the interviewer asked him, can you give us any names? He goes, I've got 4 foolscap pages of names. I don't know which one to pick. He goes, one's as good as the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he goes from ages 15 to early 20s. He goes, I've got 4 foolscap pages of names. He goes,
Well, Cleary must listen to you on the podcast.
oh no.
Because, you spoke about that Canberra guy, junior, that gone to England that's killing it, Brad Schneider, that played for.
Yeah, he's good.
Well, he signed for Penrith the next year.
No.
Yeah.
Seriously?
So they lost Jack Cogger and they brought in Brad Schneider as
Yeah.
Penrith.
Do you know how good he's going in England?
There you go.
He's so,
And Ricky Stewart got rid of him.
I don't know. I can't remember him playing
Canberra.
NRL.
Yeah, Canberra.
He's for Hull FC. He's the one pulling him back into games. They've gone, they're finished, and miraculously, ball in hand, he absolutely is ripping teams apart in England.
There you go.
You know, not someone else ripping teams apart in England, and on the back of him, they're going to make probably the grand final. Moses Mbai went to St Helens
Yeah.
the last 2 weeks. Absolute sensation. Sensation.
Good on him. Yeah, good on him.
Playing 5'8", smashing everybody.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, he's got the talent. Like, he's always had it. Like,
Mate,
good.
he's changed that team so much.
Oh, good on him.
He's
Good on
amazing.
him. All right, mate. I've got another segment. This will be a quicker one. It's only a few players. Overrated, underrated.
Oh,
Right?
I
want
love
you
this
guys
one.
to tell me if they're over or underrated, right? So, first player, Corey Horsburgh. Overrated or underrated?
Overrated.
The cat. What do you reckon?
The guy's a cat.
The cat?
The guy's a cat.
Overrated.
I hate him. The guy's a cat.
Cody Walker. Overrated, underrated.
I would have said underrated 3 months ago. I'm saying overrated right now. I think it's too hard to. Up until and including Origin, he was destroying it, and now he's just gone backwards.
Underrated, I'm going to say.
Underrated as of today, yeah.
Underrated.
Sorry, overrated as of today,
And I'm going to say the other way.
as it stands today.
I'm going to say underrated.
Okay. What about Sean Johnson?
Underrated.
He's definitely underrated,
So much.
yeah?
Underrated so much.
Brandon Smith.
Overrated.
The cheese. Overrated?
So overrated, and he'll never be what he was in.
He's made more headlines with his
Melbourne,
mouth
yeah.
than with his hands this year.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I listened to his pod. He's even worse on his pod.
Oh, wow. He's got a pod. Oh, God, okay. What about Josh Schuster?
Overrated, overbaked.
You know what? Even if he played in the Regis, he'd be overrated.
You know, I saw him when he first burst in. I thought this guy's going to be special. He's great. So he's got it. He's got the potential. He's just got to unlock it.
Another Para Junior. He's one I'm glad he got away. Yeah.
Overrated. Okay, and the last two, mate, we've got Morgan Harper.
And there's something about him that I like. Although there was a rumour earlier in the year that he might be coming a Para, and my immediate reaction was no. But there's something about him that I like over there. I think it's just his head.
He's solid.
It's his head.
He's
and that hairstyle.
Wasn't he a Bulldogs junior? I'm sure he came from the Bulldogs.
No,
You know
that's good riddance.
I'm gonna, and just that Mo, I'm gonna throw him an underrated just to help him out.
I'm gonna say overrated. He's a first grader. He's not a first grader for me.
Overrated. Okay, and lucky last, the guy from the Cowboys, Mr. Ruben Cotter.
Oh God.
No, he's underrated for sure. I reckon.
Yeah.
You
don't hear that much about him,
one
mate.
of my favourite players.
One of my
favourite
I reckon he's one of the
players.
most underrated
One of my
players.
favourite players.
He's fantastic. And that's it from me, boys.
All right,
That's it
boys.
from
Thanks
me.
for that, Artie.
No worries.
Let's move on to Crystal Ball.
Crystal Ball.
segment.
Crystal Ball, yeah.
Weekend's coming up.
Yep.
First game Thursday night, Panthers Eels. Let's move on to Friday night. No, that's going to be a cricket score.
Targo's back.
I'm not even going to watch it.
Lane and Dave.
What's the point?
Yeah. Oh, you never know. Lane and Davey are back for the Eels. So he's starting getting the players back, but too late.
Lane and who?
Davey.
Yeah, never heard of her.
Who's Davey? Is he
Exactly.
is he a centre?
He came from the Bulldogs, so that says everything. If George doesn't even know who he is.
Well, Eels have got the wood on sort of. Well, got something.
The Eels have got the wood over.
66-6.
Yeah, Panthers should win that, hey.
Yeah, Panthers should win.
Is Moses is out, eh?
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
gone. So
Yeah.
For the years
that's
gone.
going to be smashing.
Friday night Warriors Dragons. New Zealand.
Wow. Lesbianek's going to go down the Fairknife Freeway and score a couple of tries for sure. It's got to be the Warriors.
Hard to get past the Warriors.
Warriors at home.
Interesting stats. Dragons haven't won since round 19, but they've not lost by more than 12.
Yeah.
They're
So
a good
they're keeping
team.
it
They're
tight.
okay for a bunch of.
Yeah, I
But
read
they're
that
all
somewhere.
good signs.
Yeah.
Believe it
Wait-
or not, they're
wait-
all good signs.
Wait till you get wait till Flanagan sprinkles his magic dust. I'm telling you now, Artie. I'm telling you now.
Dolphin Cowboy.
Another Queensland derby. Just listen to this stat, right? Isako, right, needs 5 points to break the record for the most points scored for a new club on your first season. Guess who holds that record? Joel Kane. 224
Tigers.
points for the West.
Wow.
For West in 2000.
And now he's doing the sports bet thing.
And now
isn't
he's doing the sports bet. But Isako gets 5 more points this year and he breaks the record.
he? He's got to get it.
He's got to get it.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
It's going to be like Queensland derby, but you think Queensland
I think
Cowboys.
I'll go the Cowboys.
The
in this one.
Cowboys
They've got more
must.
to play for.
Well, they've got to
Heaps
win.
to play for.
They've got to win.
And I think Dolphins are some of the new guys are coming back. So I think Hammer's back and all those. So it's not going to be easy, but Cowboys should do it.
They've got to win. They've got to
They've
win.
got to
If-
win.
If they lose, it's
Season's
the
on the line.
final dagger.
Yeah,
No.
season's on the line.
they've got to
Storm
lose.
Titan.
It's got to be the Titans. Pappenhausen's named in the reserves.
He might be playing first grade.
Yeah, they got at the moment. They got him. They got Meany named at 1, so he's not named there.
So
yet.
you tipping the Gold Coast to win this game?
No, Storm.
Oh, I thought you just said Titans. Sorry. Yeah,
No,
I'm
no.
going Storm as well.
Yeah,
Titans are looking at braces for Barley and
yeah,
Nicola.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Storm will get away with this one.
Rooster Tiger.
I'm hoping the Roosters absolutely smash them, only because I don't want the spoon. But the Roosters are back, man. They're playing for the season.
Roosters
can't-
are at home. Hard to see them
can't
losing. They're
afford to
playing for a
lose.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared Royer-Hargraves is back. Manu's gone to fullback, and Walker's back at 7. So
Oh, look,
Losing
there's,
Teddy's a
there's
big
only
loss.
one. There's only one victor here.
hope so.
Yeah. Roosters.
Raider Bronco.
Whiten's back, and so is Chris, Sebastian
Canberra.
Chris.
In
And
Canberra.
did you know, it's Corey Oates' 200th game. He's named this week.
He-
Corey Oates
Apparently he's leaving Brisbane.
might be going to Newcastle.
He said he's underpaid.
yeah,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They might be at Newcastle.
I'll
but
go the Broncos. in this
Broncos,
one.
yeah, surely.
George.
If I'm right, the Broncos will lap them twice.
Okay. Twice, not once.
Twice.
Bulldog Sea Eagle.
Well, Manly will play with 13 on the field this week because no Schuster. He's dropped. So they're guaranteed. Did you know Bulldogs lead the comp with missed tackles, 899?
Of course they do. Of
There
course
you
they do.
go.
I'm proud of it as
Reed
well.
Marnie's leading the comp with missed tackles. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
all
I'm
you
proud
need.
of it.
And Manly's leading the 40-20s with 5. Dogs are second with 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Burton's getting anyway.
Oh, it's probably Reed Marnie's.
No, they're Reed Marnie's.
Reed Marnie, yeah. It's Reed
yeah.
Marnie, yeah.
Manly Bulldog. Is that Bulldogs, eh? It's in
Where is it? It's Acorn.
Acorn.
So
Did you say the
surely
Bulldogs had
Manly.
4 40-20s?
4.
Marnie's kicked all 4 of them.
Oh, wow.
Because when I look through the stats, you see, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, you got. I'm going on Manly because I thought last week they were unlucky. They were.
This is a tough one to pick.
It is
I
a tough
reckon.
one.
Not really.
I wouldn't be
No,
surprised.
it is. I'm going to lean on Bulldogs, I reckon.
What?
Yeah. What? Why not?
Okay, well, look, I like the 2 o'clock fixtures because I can sit down and watch it and I can recover after feeling sick in the stomach. And you know what? It's one thing I found out 100% last week that the Bulldogs aren't very good at footy, so Manly will win.
Okay.
Manly were good.
And,
They've been good the last couple of weeks, Manly.
Closing out the round, we have Knights Shark.
What a game.
Yep.
Game of the round.
Yes.
Cracking game.
Yes.
The way they're playing, I think Knights will win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Sharks beat them. So it's a tough one. I'm going to go Knights just on form. Bradman Best is playing out of his skin. Kalen Ponga.
I'm going to ride the wave. We had Knights.
Yeah.
This is the first test, a real test for the Knights, Nicola, if you ask me, because Sharks have got different ideas. They're going to go down there and they think they're going to win, but there's one thing they haven't counted on. Is Kalen Ponga. When Kalen starts doing those loop and skipping across the field and running between Brad and Best and ripping them up on the left-hand side, the Sharks will crumble. Knights will continue on their merry way, Nicola, and all the journalists will be saying, how far can this Knights team go?
If Knights win, guaranteed 8. Because they go to
They'll make
33,
They'll
and
make
then the
eight.
other teams below can't catch them.
Yep, they'll make the
So,
8. They'll make the 8.
big game.
If they don't win this week, they'll win next week. They'll make the 8.
Big game for the Knights. One interesting stat is, did you know Nico Hines engages the line most than any other player?
Yeah.
10.6 per
Wow.
game average.
Really? He goes to the line.
Engages the line, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Nico is a very unique sort of halfback. He's a controlling halfback who runs. I've never seen anything like him. Okay, but the good thing is now his partner in crime, what's his father called?
Braden Trindle.
Braden Trindle. He's your traditional halfback.
Yeah.
He runs as well because he's playing 5'8" now. But he's your controlling halfback. So that's why it works, because the guy he had before, the ex-Penrith fullback, what's his name? Moylan. Well, he was nearly exactly like Nico. So not that it didn't work. Obviously, it worked last year and the year before, but this is a better mix, I think.
Is that the end of Moylan?
I think so. I think it's all over. I think it's all over.
It's a shame. How old is Moylan?
He's in
Can't
his
be.
30s now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah. Well,
George, you got some tidbits for us?
I've got some tidbits to wrap the night up. The rumours are that Jack Wellesby, the fullback for St Helens, Nicola, is eyeing a Roosters NRL debut, mate. There's strong talk in England apparently. I've heard on a podcast that there's genuine want there.
Yeah.
Before I get into my stuff, I want to ask Adi about Liverpool, how they went.
they had a good win, mate. They won 3-1, which was good. It was against Bournemouth. They copped the goal early, but they got 2 new recruits in the midfield, and they looked sensational. One of them got a red card, unfortunately, but yeah.
You're saying brand new players, or where they're from?
One's from Brighton, and the other one's a Hungarian player. I can't remember where. I think from Germany.
Yeah.
And then they bought this Asian guy. They brought him on the last few minutes, and he looked solid as well. So their off-season purchases have been really good, top notch.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Nico, I didn't get that.
But they're playing well, man. They're doing good.
And Nico, before we go on, Napoli started their
3-1
campaign.
win, yeah.
The defense of the trophy. It's 3-1. Look good. Everything on track.
Yeah. Osimhen 2 goals. Bit rusty, but new coach.
Similar style as last year.
Yeah,
Style?
still too early to.
Still too early.
Yeah,
Did you have fun? Did you enjoy watching it?
always.
Okay. Nicola, the NRLW keeps on impressing me. Mate. Last week, the Cowboys 12, Nicola, went down to the Sharks 40,
Yeah.
which was a bit of a boil over. Artie's team, Dragons, scored 20. The unlucky Tigers scored only 16, Nicola. But
Last minute, eh?
yeah, it was a good game. It was a very, very good game. The Roosters, which star-studded team, they scored 30. The only issue is that the Titans only scored 8, Nicola. The game of the round, and what a special game, Nicola. The Knights, they were playing before the first grade fixture.
Yeah.
So by half time, the stadium was full, and they were right behind this Knights team. Broncos, being one of the better teams in the competition, Nickel, they were ahead most of the game. And remember these names, Nicola, Southwell and Upton.
Yeah.
Southwell are controlling a very young girl, controlling number 7, who has got a running game, but she actually. There's a lot of halfbacks in the NRLW who pass the ball, but she knows why she's passing the ball, who she's passing the ball to. She's a genuine rugby league player. Yeah. And Upton is a fullback with amazing athleticism and extremely quick. Think Pappy. Okay.
Yeah.
These two basically got together and brought the Knights home last minute, 22-20. Southwell had a kick from the sideline to win the game on the bell, and kicked it. And the crowd just went up in raptures there at Newcastle. And not only that, I want to pay homage to Newcastle, the people in Newcastle. Doesn't matter if they come last, doesn't matter if they come first.
They're there.
They're packing that ground. And the girls said that they've never felt a noise that loud, never heard and felt it. He went straight through their bodies, and he goes, that's what pushed us through. On that, Nicola, our Cornelius Rose of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cornelius, our florist, Nicola, from the eastern suburbs. And he's going to give the rose to Jessie Southwell and to Tamika Upton, the inaugural Rose of the Week, Nicola. The Raiders, Nicola, 28. And the luckless Eels made 22. We're doing it tough. It's time now to look at the table, Nicola. The Roosters are on 8 and coming first. The Knights on 8, Nicola, coming second. The Raiders on 8. So we've got a three-way tie up the top. And rounding out the top 4, the Titans on 6. West, the Titans on 6. Yeah, West have got 4. The Broncos are 4, which is strange because they're star-studded. The Sharks 4, Dragons 4, the Cows 4 as well. So it's very tight. And the luckless Parramatta team still on duck eggs, Nicola. Unfortunately, they're
like the men's.
Yeah, they haven't played bad. They're not playing bad, but they just can't win.
Like the men's.
Like the men's. Super League, Nicola. Super League. We're following the plight of the world champions, St Helens, and they've come trumps up. They've come trumps again, mate. They scored 26, and Hull Chaos only scored 6. And like I said to Artie before, they got a new recruit, and he's absolutely carving it up, and he's making the difference. Moses Mbai. I never knew Moses Mbai could play that well, mate. Leeds scored. I can't believe he's a different player there. Honestly, yeah. I'm gobsmacked. Leeds 24, Nicola. Warrington 22. Our team, Nicola. The Lee Leopards. 14. The only problem was that the Catalans scored 30. Look, it was a top of the table clash. Catalans they were playing really well, and Lee probably a still hangover from their famous Challenge Cup victory the week before, mate. So we'll excuse them there. Wakefield 12, Castleford 28. The team that I think is the best team in the comp, Wigham 13, Hull FC 12. Last second field goal. Last second field goal. And I showed you highlights of Carl Pispaw. He's going to be.
Oh wow, he's going to be a sensational player.
He's coming to Newcastle.
How old is he, George?
Huh?
How old is he?
22. 22 now. With the clips you saw were 20. He was 21. He's 22 now. He's got bigger. He's bigger.
Oh wow, Newcastle got a
go. I hope so. You know what? I've been watching him all year, and I've mentioned him to you before, but I wasn't sure if he's going to cut through because a lot of them come and do nothing. But
exactly,
I think Kyle might do something. Kai, his name is Kai, might do something. Huddersfield 8, Salford 30. Nicola, it's time to go to give you a better picture of the Super League, Nicola. I'm going to go through the whole table so you understand.
Yeah.
Catalans 34 out in front. Wigham 30.
George, sorry to interrupt, mate. Catalans, are they a chance of winning a grand final? Do you think they're capable?
Yeah, they'll win.
Yeah? Is that Wayne Pearce?
They're the best.
Junior Pearce.
Junior Pearce. They're probably the best team in the comp.
Oh, they'll beat St Helens and Wigan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. When I say Wigham is I think is the best team in the comp because they play an NRL style of play.
Okay, yep.
Catalans, St Helens, and all these other players, they play more. I call it English style.
Okay, sure.
They work off the ruck. Wigham just goes straight for the middle and then hit the edges with Carl Pispaw.
Yeah, okay.
So they're a bit different. But anyway, second with 30, Wigham, St Helens. I don't know how they've done it. They got 30 points, Nick. They got 30 points.
The plight of the world champions.
I've got no idea how
they're not world champions for nothing.
They're not world champions for nothing. Here they come. Our team, Nicola, Lee Leopards, 28. Warrington, 22. Salford, 22. Hull KR, 22. Leeds, 20. And Hull FC, 20. So as you can see, it's still anyone can make.
Tight,
Anyone can make the 8. And rounding it out, Huddersfield 18, Castleford 10, and unfortunately the unlucky Wakefield Trinity in Nicola, and definitely relegated 8 points in Division 2, as they call it there, or the Championship. Adi's favourite team is coming first, and probably will get elevated next year. Olympic Toulouse. Nicola?
Go Olympic Toulouse.
Olympic Toulouse, they're coming
French.
first. Yep. They're coming first in the second division.
Yeah.
And they still got to go through the £1 million game. Okay.
Yep.
But they're far, far better than most of the other teams. And they're all French because actually Foxhill shows second division as well.
Wow.
Player in review, and this one is very close to my heart and Artie's heart because he's one of my favourite all-time players and one of Artie's favourite player, Trent Barrett.
Oh, I love Trent. Yeah, he's a
AKA Baz.
Yeah.
Mate, he was born in Temora. He's got some famous cousins, Nicola, Jake and Luke Barrett, and they were AFL players. They played AFL. And currently, he's got a famous cousin, a second cousin in the NRL, Liam Martin.
Oh, wow. I didn't know they were related.
Nor did I.
Wow.
Yeah, nor did I. I freaked out. He's got another cousin, Anthony Martin, who plays Australian water polo. So obviously the family, Nicola, is very athletical and sports-minded, all of them. Obviously Trent, the eldest. As we know, he attended St Gregory's Campbelltown as a youngster, Nicola. He played Australian schoolboys in 1995. He started playing for the Steelers, and he played 45 games for the Steelers, and he scored 122 points. So his first job, you can call it, at 18, he played for the Steelers. I think he played one Reggie game and they put him straight into first grade.
Wow.
Within 2 years, Nicola, he was selected for Origin. So he was barely 20 and he was playing Origin at 5'8". I thought you knew all this stuff.
I didn't know he was that young when he played Origin.
Yeah.
I know he played young, but not 18, 20.
98, he was the top try scorer with 18 and got the BHB Player of the Year, Nicola. And he would have been very young still. The first year of the joint venture, Nicola, there was a lot of talk about a feud between him and Anthony Mundine. Also
Barrett and Mundine, yeah.
Barrett and Mundine, yeah. They also had him. He was playing halfback, not 5'8", his normal position, and they said that this sort of started his play. And I'm going to throw it to Artie. Can you remember that time? And, do you think that was a fact?
Yeah, I was frustrated because like Mundine was a great player, but Barrett was sensational, and we had another guy named Rodwell.
Yes,
and he was fantastic. And when Mundine got injured, Barrett and Rodwell played in the halves, and we lapped teams like we were winning 40 plus. And then Mundine got fit again. Waite loved him. David Waite always played. It was his favourite. Yeah, yeah. And in the end, Mundine burnt him because he left. Remember to do the boxing. And then Barrett got his position back, and then from then on it was always 5'8".
Can I tell you,
but he was playing
I
halfback.
couldn't stand David Waite, but I've got a real good reason. He was my PE teacher at school.
Great coach.
Didn't like me either.
I loved it. When he was coaching St George, it was entertaining, good football.
I think it was more me than him, but I was in trouble a lot at school. Okay. David, if you're listening,
I was at the St George Leys Club one day, and I was with Flick, so obviously his PE teacher as well. And David Waite was walking across the the bistro. So Flick called him over, and he sat down, and we spoke for about 45 minutes, rugby league and tactics, and he got the salt shake and everything, and he's put in he left after about might have been 30 minutes, and my jaw just dropped. I learnt more in that 30 minutes than I knew in my life about rugby league.
I just got into a lot of trouble with him at school. Prick.
As you remember, Artie, that year, St George lost the grand final, against the Storm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heartbreak. It's heartbreak.
Heartbreak?
That was Mundine's fault. Come on.
He dropped the ball over the line.
If he passes left.
Exactly, we score. I know, it's true.
With the shock departure of Mundine, Nicola, year 2000, he moved back to 5'8", Trent, and won the Dally M Player of the Year.
Yep.
So there's a validity to the stunt, his growth at halfback. He went back to 5'8".
He was a 5'8", wasn't he?
He was always a 5'8". Yeah, he was 5'8", yeah.
2001, he went on the Kangaroo Tour, Nicola. 2003, there was a famous slap incident. Can you tell us about
with
that?
Nathan Brown.
Yeah, with Nathan Brown. Nathan Brown marched down from the stands or something and called Lance Thompson and Trent Barrett. Yep. And I think he pushed his fingers into Lance Thompson's chest, and then he gave Barrett a bit of a clip. And it was pretty embarrassing, man. I felt sorry for Barrett. He didn't deserve that.
You don't do it on live TV on the
You don't do it. But that's Brownie's first year, inexperienced. Brownie apologised for it. Yeah.
Did that affect Trent, but?
I don't know if it affected him, but it would have been embarrassing for him. I think his dad said something on news. I think he got upset about it.
They say the hardest thing to do is coach players you play with.
Yeah, exactly. Well. But Brownie was very young when he got it.
Yeah, he was a baby. He retired early.
But credit to Trent, he just took it on the chin and kept going, mate. Literally, yeah. But no, he kept playing, and I loved him. He's a great player.
Here's something for you. 2006 versus the Knights, Trent received a grade 5 striking charge. It wasn't picked up on the field. A Channel 9 producer
I remember that.
Cut it out and showed it to the league. I don't know if he was a Knights supporter, and from that he got a
5 weeks
5 charge. But the bad thing of that is he was leading the Dally M's, and
suspension rules you out.
Yep.
And he got 6 weeks for that.
Yep, that was ridiculous. That was sad. And it was at a crucial time, near finals and stuff.
Was it?
It was, during games we needed to win, and we lost him for those important games. Yeah, it was, There
you go. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
07, he moved to Super League. Shock. He left St George and he moved to Super League. He played for Wigan, And guess what happened?
What year was that again?
07.
2007.
So before Bennett.
Yeah,
before Wayne Bennett.
before
Yes, okay.
And guess what happened?
Jamie Soward was your 5'8" with
That's
Bennett.
it. Yeah, that's right.
And guess what happened in his first year in Super League, Nicola? The man of steel.
Yeah.
The man of steel. He got the best player. He got the best player. 08, he came back and played for the Sharks, Nicola, and he made the Origin
I forgot
team.
about that.
And he made the Origin
Finished
team.
at the Sharks, yeah.
And how old was he then? 08. But anyway, he made the Origin team. He retired 2010, Nicola.
Poor guy, missed out on the grand final.
He missed out on the grand final.
He got injured. I think he was getting a few injuries in the end, the poor
Was he?
guy. So, yeah, he called it.
Wouldn't have been much into his 30s.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was. It would have been early, but yeah, he was getting a few injuries in the back end. So
My memories of Trent, a bigger 5'8", quick for quick for a big man, but his timing of his passing, his timing, he knew when to
Very
run.
good player.
He knew when to run, when not to run. He knew when to put Mary in. I mean, Mary just lived off his passes. I remember.
what I remember,
Am I right?
you're right, mate. You're so right. But what I remember, and it used to shit me to tears. A lot of St George supporters bagged him, right? And the reason being is because they reckon when he played for New South Wales, he was better, and when he played
How
for
good
St
was
George,
he?
Yeah, but
Now-
you can say that about a lot of players.
I know, but when you watch St George, I felt sorry for Trent Barrett because he was captain. He was doing everything, and all the players were just sitting back and letting him do it. And then when Barrett got injured, the players would step up and they'd win games. And then all the St George supporters got these false sensibilities saying, "Oh, Barrett's not playing, we're better without Barrett." No, these guys weren't putting in. And I think Lance Thompson or someone actually said it. He goes, "It's our fault because we're not putting in when Barrett's there." So he was copying it from the fans for unreason. I wouldn't be surprised that's why he left to go to Super League, because he was copying it so bad. But he used to try so hard. He was in every tackle, every attack, everything. Like, it was just sensational. He
You
bled.
know what? I just picked out the high points when I was reading, but between the lines, it looked like he wasn't happy by the end of it.
Yeah, because he was copying it from fans, booing him and stuff. I don't know. It was shit.
I remember, Nicola, one cold, rainy Saturday night at the Gong. I went and saw St George and the Roosters. Okay, and what I saw, he would have been probably in his mid-20s. What I saw Barrett do that night, okay. At that point, I've seen, and I was I wasn't young, but I was impressionable. I never seen anyone do what he'd done with ball in hand, with understanding the game. Now, yeah, sure, he had Mary on one side of him, and he had what was that other, the defensive centre?
Mary,
Yeah, the defensive centre he had.
Cooper.
Bartram?
Oh, no,
Bartram.
No, the one
Bartram
we-
was a lot.
The one we
Coyne?
saw before.
Coin.
Mark Coyne?
No, it was the defensive guy.
Oh, Johnston? Not Johnston. Defensive centre.
Yeah, the one we said. I said I didn't know he scored that many tries.
Cooper.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't
Matt
he playing
Cooper.
the same
Yeah,
team?
Matt Cooper. Yeah, sorry.
So he had Cooper and he did have Cooper and Mary. Okay.
No, Coin was with Mary. Cooper
Coyne
was
was
with
with Mary.
Gasnier.
Okay.
It was-
So
yeah, it was a bit too young.
well, anyway, and so what I'm trying to say is it was a star-studded team still, but what he'd done on his own back.
No, Timmins was
Oh, yeah,
with
Timmins,
McGregor.
that's
Yeah,
it. He had
Timmins.
Sean, that's it.
That's it, the
He had
Illawarra
Timmins.
boys,
I was
yeah.
trying to think now. Yeah, Timmins, yeah. So star-studded team regardless. Now let's see. He played for Steelers. He played for Saints. He played for Wigan, and he played for Sharks. I'll mention this. He did coach Manly, the Dogs, and he's also coached Country Origin.
Yeah.
Is that Parramatta now too?
And he's, you know what, whatever he does, and didn't have a very good time at the Dogs, but I think he's full of quality.
At Penrith, he was assistant at Penrith for a while. He did well there, didn't he?
It's also worth pointing. He looks the way he did 25 years ago.
He's a
He hasn't
good-looking
aged a
bloke.
single day, has
He's
he?
a good-looking bloke.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking bloke. Listen,
He's at Para now. So
Yeah.
you've got your...
is he a attack or defence coach? He must be a
I
attack.
don't know. Neither one worked out too well this year, so
He's a
maybe he needs
Oh,
another
no.
year.
In respect to him, the song of the week this year, because I found out this is one of his favourite songs, a band called Fuel, and the song's called Shimmer.
Nice.
I'm not sure if you know it,
No.
but you will hear it.
That's good.
Nice.
You will hear it. Nicola, at the end of the year, when it's all over and dusted, the grand final's over. 2 weeks after that, we're watching Australia play.
Yeah,
It's called the Pacific Championship.
for sure.
That's good. I like that.
It's called the Pacific Championship, and the Albanese government has partnered up with the NRL and has bankrolled it because they're very interested in rugby league in the Pacific. Before we get into the Pacific, Tonga will play a 3-game series against England. They'll go to England,
That's
they'll
good.
play. They'll play a 3-game series, which is going to be good. Week 1, Nicola, Australia will play Samoa. And Papua New Guinea will play the Cook Islands. Week 2, New Zealand will play Samoa. And Fiji will play the Cook Islands. And the third week, Nicola, Australia will play New Zealand. And Papua New Guinea will play Fiji.
Isn't it 2 pots? Isn't it like division? Like you've got the weaker teams in one and the strong teams in the other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of. This is a 3-nation thing. The thing is that games will be played in Eden Park and Port Moresby. So they're going to be playing in Fiji. It's going to be PNG, yeah. So it's going to be mayhem.
Oh my god,
it's going to be mayhem.
That's great. That's good.
I won't mention who's playing, but the girls will have a championship, Nicola.
Yeah.
So Australia will play New Zealand, Samoa will play Fiji, same sort of thing. And the 4th week will be the final. So the 2 top in the pools they'll play. So we got rugby league after the fact. I'm not sure if the boys after coming off a World Cup will be too interested in that, but there you go. I think Teddy should sit at home. If I was Teddy, I wouldn't go, but that means he loses his
jersey, man. No.
Loses his jersey, yeah. He looks tired.
He'll play.
He looks tired.
He does.
He'll play.
Well, if East don't make the final, if Roosters don't make the final, he'll have finals to rest.
Yeah. He will. And that's me.
Alrighty,
I'm done.
It's good how they're bringing out that series. Good for the.
I'm happy. I think there should be Pacific, and the only issue is that they're on a 5-year plan, so that we're going to get that for 5 years at the end of the year.
I just laugh every time I hear 5-year plan now.
Yeah, 5 years. But every second year they'll still play Pacific Test, but every second year Australia's going to go to England and play three tests.
Ashes.
Yeah, 3 Ashes.
Nice.
3 Test Ashes. Then the other year they're going to come back.
We need that.
And Tonga will go. Or Samoa will go to England.
Oh, okay.
And then 2 years after that, Australia will go back and play a 3-game
That's
Ashes.
a good idea.
So that's they've worked out they've worked a 5-year plan for that, and I hope that strengthens the Pacific as well.
That'd be good. That's
so
awesome.
we're gonna have rugby league well into September into November. Actually.
Yeah.
Take that, AFL.
They haven't got that.
How many
They haven't got that.
AFL comps in Papua New Guinea and Fiji and all that? See?
Zero.
Gordon Tallis is on it, man. He knows.
You know what? The issue with that is this. I'm with Gordon all the way, but Daly's right.
Yeah.
How many Polynesians play
None.
Doesn't matter.
AFL?
None.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
Is that supposed to support our argument? Or?
No, I'm just saying if we can get every 100% of them in, bring a lot of Polynesians into Melbourne.
Well, the Manifeathers wants them.
Yeah,
they should all go live in Melbourne, and then all the rugby league.
Can you
will grow
imagine
in
the big Tongans and everything jumping up with the ball?
No. Then the NRL will grow in rugby league will grow in Melbourne because they're all living there. Anyway,
fair few there.
There you go.
Well, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
George, where's episode 53? We missed this.
It's in the can, Nicola. It's in the can.
We missed that.
We were so excited to talk about the Tigers and to give it to them. And we missed the
impending lawsuits.
Hoping.
Thank you, everyone. Another great night. And thank you, boys.
Thanks, everyone.
It was fun.
Look forward to the round this weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Love my Tuesdays.
Enjoy your rugby league and Knights Sharks. Game to watch.
Knights Sharks and happy rugby league.
Happy rugby league.
Happy rugby league, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.